we're back.
I didn't know what to do. I just started clapping. I was like,
Yeah.
I was lost.
It's the Ghostrunners podcast. I'm feeling funny this week, Jake.
Good.
It's going to be a fun time.
Good.
We're going to be funny. Okay, so it's time to do some more fun facts.
Okay.
We were trying to think of fun facts to look up this time, and I said, Jake, give me a random letter. He said the letter F. So I thought of the first adjective I could think of with the letter F. It is finicky fun facts.
Finicky fun facts.
So I Googled that, and it was weird facts about picky eaters that will totally surprise you.
Okay, let's see.
How perfect is this, Jacob?
Let's see if they surprise me.
Jake is our token PE. So fun fact number 1, super tasters exist, Jake.
Super tasters?
There are such things as super tasters, a term first used by Yale University's Linda Bartuszczyk.
Okay.
Super tasters taste everything more strongly than the average person, which isn't a good thing. Is that you? You just have like such strong.
Oh.
Like I'm a super I wouldn't hate this thing that you're giving me, but I'm a super taster. So
it sounds. Like girls are reading this being like, how can I make this an annoying part of my personality?
Right.
Like, is there any way you could take off the maple drizzle? I am a super taster.
I'm a super taster, so I'll just figure out where that is. I mean, you put persimmon in this thing and I can tell.
There... Okay, I do enjoy the matcha, but is there green dye number 6 in this? Right. I'm a bit of a super taster.
I hate to be a bother, but... Is there any chance that you use Glade plugins whenever you bake these brownies? Like whatever kitchen this is in has a Glade plugin, doesn't it? Because I could tell there's some clean linen in this. I think this tight beat means that it's going down with some random thoughts and white meat too. Midwest best friends eating fast food on repeat. So come along, let's have some fun and go ahead, get on your feet, cause it's the Ghostrunners podcast. Every Monday morning we're taking back Ghostrunners podcast.
Ghostrunners podcast.
And we're back again. Episode 155.
Oh!
Which mathematically, does that mean next week is year 3?
Year 3.
Which doesn't seem right. Didn't we start this? Well, I guess it has to be right. Forget when we started it. It has to be right. It has to be 3 years.
3 years?
Yeah, so cool.
Does it feel like we started it? Yeah, we did start it kind of in the summer. Because I remember we were playing a lot of pickup basketball. And then we would go to McDonald's afterwards and be like, hey, we should start a podcast. Yeah.
I was driving by that McDonald's recently, and I pointed out to Rachel, I was like, you see that McDonald's over there? I was like, that is kind of what led to Brad and I starting the podcast.
Yeah. 95th and Metcalf for anybody that wants to know.
Yeah. I was like, we would sit around after basketball games and talk. And then we were like, I think this is entertaining. I don't know. I think this is decent.
Yeah.
And now here we are. Brad, what have you been up to this week? Or should I say, what have you been up to the last 12 days?
Yeah,
because
really.
we were recorded forever, and I have so much stuff.
Can I go back?
Go ahead.
I'll tell you all about my week, Jake. I'm sure I will. We were talking about picky eaters just then. Did you see Trey's close friend story last night?
Dude, I literally screen recorded it because
we need to talk about it.
I need to talk.
Let's expose Trey to everybody real quick.
Dude, yes, it was the first thing I did this morning.
And I needed to talk to you about this because I talked to Catherine and she had not given me the reaction that I wanted to elicit.
That's so funny. I didn't even think about talking to you about it. I was like, oh my gosh, on Correct Opinions, I'm going to
roast this guy.
Yes, I couldn't believe it.
Okay, so I stayed abroad in Spain for 6 months. Like I'm cultured. I ate plenty of good stuff. So Trey's in Italy right now and posted, like they went to some fancy dinner, and the things that he posted on here, man, like it was amazing. It was just like garbage after garbage after garbage.
Baby threw up here. Oh, yeah. Baby made an oopsie here.
Yeah, a little bit of both here, a little mixture.
This is an old diaper we found.
Oh my gosh, dude. It was, and I guarantee you, like the smaller the portions, the more expensive they are. I guarantee you those things are like $50 a plate. Like each one of those things.
It was like a Michelin restaurant. So who knows how expensive this was. But yeah, the stuff, I mean, like, so everything I'm about to say, imagine it being like the size of a silver dollar or so, definitely fits in your hand.
Yeah. I'm thinking, silver dollar, or maybe, let's say a 3/4 size of a cupcake. Okay.
3/4 cupcake.
Like that surface area. Okay. Not quite a real cupcake size, but not a mini cupcake. Okay. Don't get crazy.
First slide. I love that these words just, it gets progressively grosser as the words go.
It's amazing. So
go
ahead.
Starts off with, well, the first thing you see is like, yellow cream with like green diarrhea in the middle of it. So like,
that one is the worst looking one out of all of them.
Okay. So the first word is barbecue. Oh, barbecue. Oh,
We're from Kansas City. We love barbecue.
I love barbecue.
Like, what are we talking about? Probably like burn-ins or like pulled pork, maybe.
Next word is asparagus. It's like,
okay, well,
I've had good asparagus.
I like asparagus.
Though. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had some broccolini today, Brad. How about that?
Broccolini. I don't know what that changes.
I had to ask Rachel what it was, but it's just broccoli with really long stems.
Well, that sounds like a broccoli. Okay. I was trying to think of something funny. Couldn't get it. We'll get back. Broccolini kind of sounds like broccolini, like mini broccoli, but it's the opposite. It sounds like
VeggieTales. So barbecue asparagus. Next word is oyster.
Nope. Down, out,
down
and out. Aphrodisiac. I don't care.
Fourth word. This is all one item.
Barbecue,
Fourth word,
asparagus, oyster,
seaweed.
Yeah.
We got one more word. Mayo.
Oh.
That's just one dish. That's just like one of 9 that was served.
Yeah.
Oh, I couldn't believe it.
I mean, give us a few more. Like,
okay.
I mean, like there was one that was like radish something, or there was another one that's like.
So this one just looks like
fermented fish egg oil, something like that.
This looks like when my dad would come home from mowing the lawn and he would take his shoes off and he would kind of hit them together before he went in the house.
Yeah.
And some like grass fell down.
Get the clods off.
Yeah. So this looks like clods of grass. And the title is Sea Salad Atop Oysters, Mussels, and Lemon.
No.
This is a word I've never heard of. And it comes with carrot sauce. Monkfish.
Monkfish.
If I had to just...
Oh, yeah. Sorry,
this is the one that looks like, I don't know what, just...
Don't. Yeah. I mean, let's just say it's low-hanging fruit. Let's just put it that way.
And it swings low.
Yeah.
And
it's a little bit lower in the summertime. No, there's one on there.
Okay. This is the one you're talking about.
Pigeon legs?
Oh, I'll let you read this one. This is the one that looks just the worst to me.
Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, first of all,
I don't know about pigeon legs, but read that one.
Just pickled cabbage, caviar, and smoked bone marrow. Gag me.
Smoked bone
Gag me. You get like just get some pizza. It's Italy.
Get some spaghetti.
Spaghetti. Chicken and parmesan.
Oh, I don't even think I noticed this because it's pasta. So I was like, oh, pasta. I recognize pasta. But then you read it, pasta with 1 year fermenting local fish sauce and Indian spice.
Yeah. And so I showed these to Catherine. I saw them last night, showed them to Catherine this morning. Like, Catherine, we got to talk about these things together. And every single one of them, Catherine's like, no, I can see how that's good. No. She's like, we use fish egg sauce in some of our recipes. And I was like, okay, fine. You're not making this as fun as Jake's gonna make it later.
Okay. What about pigeon with radicchio?
I was like, and she's like, pigeon. It's probably like duck. I was like, pigeons are disgusting. Pigeons are nasty. They just hang out like around parks and stuff.
Catherine just sees the bright side of every one of those.
Which is not her at all. That's my personality.
Pigeon, it's probably like duck.
I'm like, no, ducks are way like cuter and stuff. You see a duck in the park, you're like, look at that cute duck. I bet they have, a bunch of family. You see pigeons in the park, you're like, that reminds me of that nasty lady that's homeless and home alone. Like, give me a break.
I did enjoy the very last slide. It just looks like he just got done eating a brownie and he goes, I don't know, chocolate?
Chocolate, good.
That's funny. I don't know, chocolate.
Oh, man. So I think
that's so funny. That was literally the first thing I saw this morning and I forgot about it. I'm so glad you brought it up.
Yeah. Because he hasn't posted very much on his close friends. And so I was kind of excited when he posted.
Let's see what we're working with.
Oh, cool.
Oh, cool.
And there he is. So that's our roasting our boss segment of the podcast. We had a fun time without him this week.
Yes, the Girls channel launched on Tuesday this past week. Thank you guys for all.
Girls Gone Mild is what it's called.
Yeah, Girls Gone Mild. Thank you guys for all the great comments and just support. You guys are awesome. And I think the girls are only going to get better and more comfortable. And, it's going to be awesome.
It's going to be zoppity.
It's going to be zoppity.
Yep.
And do you want to share what you and Morgan might have planned coming up?
Yeah, sure. We are thinking. So Morgan is the brunette of the Girls Gone Mild duo, and she is a former Chiefs cheerleader, former Chiefs co-captain of the cheerleading squad, not of the football team.
She was out there for one coin toss,
but she did very well. And anyway, we're just trying to like figure out how to like just naturally hone in their own skills. Like, don't try to like make, fit a square peg in the round
In monkfish.
in the monkfish hole.
Because I think I was talking about this a week or two ago. I was like, I've been meaning to text Morgan and Lindsay I was like, try to find characters based on your own personality.
That's right. Yeah. And so you had an idea of like every dance audition or every dance.
I was like, I'm sure there's like
every person at dance audition.
Yeah,
something like
its
that.
own culture, its own ecosystem within dance auditions. Morgan, just tell us what happens.
And
then
then
the idea spiraled.
I think this was your idea too. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I don't remember how it all happened, but like, you're like, what if Brad was there at the dance competition? And then you said something about like, what if we reenacted the Chippendales thing from SNL back in the day with Chris Farley and Patrick Swayze? And then I was like, Morgan, if we're going to do this thing, we're going to do it right. Like, you need to send me a like dance routine. I will learn it, and we will do a dance competition together somehow. I don't know exactly I don't know the specifics of what this video is going to be, but if we're going to do it, we're going to make it so it's going to be like, I want at least 15 comments from ghosties or otherwise being like, wow, that big guy can low key actually dance. That's all I want. I want people to say that.
Swing low, sweet monkfish.
Yeah, that's right. So
anyway. The pigeon legs on him.
He has short strides, but man, those things are nice.
They're not going anywhere.
Yeah. So anyway.
So that's coming at you at some point.
Yeah, I'm excited for the physical humor aspect of that for sure.
That'll be so great. But yeah, had fun. We filmed. Brad and I spent a lot of time together Wednesday.
It was a long day.
We wrote for about 3 or 4 hours together. Oh, got recognized by David. Sweet guy.
Shout out David.
Sweet guy.
Yep.
And chatted with him for a long time, which was fun. And then went to Trey's house without him there and shot 4 Jean Shorts videos. Productive day.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, we went to Lenexa Baptist Church and shot with the girls. That was really fun. We get done. Brad and I say bye for about an hour and a half. And then we meet back up at Topgolf. And
yeah. Well, we went to Walmart after we went to LBC.
Oh,
filmed at Walmart too.
That's right. That was really fun. I wonder if the outro is funny. Let's see. Should I just play it?
Yeah, play it up.
I remember the outro being funny in the moment. So we just filmed the whole thing on my phone. So Derek didn't come with us because it's, you're probably going to get kicked out of a place if you bring an actual camera in, but you can like film on your phone really discreetly.
Yeah, Derek's huge camera with his huge mic.
And so it's just me and Brad. I forgot. Yeah, we did that. And then we eventually said bye. I said, we'll talk about Topgolf later, but
yeah.
We got done with the video and I was like, all right, let's just film an outro. And I don't remember what we said, but I remember being funny. We'll put it on hey, Justin,
hey.
Put this in.
Justin.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Hope you enjoyed the video.
It's starting to rain real hard.
It was a lot of fun walking around Walmart filming Brad. I didn't get the shot, but he asked an actual woman with a dog in there if it was fixed, and I was too embarrassed to record it, but it did happen. And I saw it. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you haven't. And if you are subscribed, appreciate the support. Thank you.
Thank you guys.
That's what it was. The dog fix. That was great.
So the video is Wall Street versus Walmart.
Great idea, Brad.
So yeah, city versus country style video where it's like, but it's like more puns on finance stuff kind of. So guess which one I was, guys. I was the Walmart guy. And yeah, there was a joke in there, something about like, is that price fixed or something like that?
Yeah, is that price fixed?
And I love that dog. Is it fixed? And yeah, as we were walking out, there was this woman and her tiny little dog. And I think you started recording.
I did record you. And then the way you looked up,
you derricked me, dude. You derricked me. You stopped.
If you were falling off a horse, I would have got it.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I thought the moment was over. I put the phone down, and then Brad proceeds to ask this woman if her dog is fixed.
Yeah, it's pretty awkward to do stuff like that. Like, I also went and talked to the the cafe, like cafeteria kind of worker. But that guy was kind of awkward enough where it was like, I don't think he realizes. Like, I was trying to be somewhat normal, but you were also like in the corner, like filming me, and I was like, I don't want to mess with this guy too much because he's like not getting it at all that I'm messing with it. But
correct.
Because I was like, you guys have corn dogs here? You guys? And he's like, yeah, we have everything. They're pretty good, trying to be a salesman for us. I was like, oh man. Anyway, but yeah, it was fun times. But yeah, then we went to Topgolf, which is so fun.
Yeah,
I told Catherine, I was like, that was so much fun.
Guys, Brad, something happened, like something out of Space Jam happened where he took somebody else's powers and he started to put it all together. You were hitting the ball. You're hitting the golf ball.
Yeah.
It was really fun.
I don't know. You, at one point, you made a joke. You're like, because I was using these clubs that like, what are the sand wedges? The smaller ones?
What is a sand wedge?
I know, like when they're called irons. Is that like the collective?
You were hitting a sand wedge.
Okay, but like the irons get smaller and smaller.
Correct. The clubs in general were short.
Right.
Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes, the clubs in general were short. And so you guys were making fun of how short they were on, Big Bowser. And so, and then you kind of made a joke. You're like, yeah, God forbid you bend your knees at all. And I thought about it. I was like, I don't know anything about golf enough to even think about like, I should bend my knees. And so I bent my knees and that helped.
Bingo, bango, bongo.
And then you guys taught me a little bit of the physics of golf and how like,
because that helped me. And so I'm glad it helped you too.
Because I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed to even say anything. I was like, guys, I just don't understand how this works. Cause like in baseball, you're not supposed to, you're basically saying you're supposed to swing down at the ball in golf. And in baseball, if you do that, it hits down on the ground.
You gotta just swing level at it. And
yeah. And so it just didn't make sense. And then I tried that a few times and I was like, okay, that's how they're doing this thing. So
yeah, it was
pretty fun.
Counterintuitive, but yeah, that was so fun. And we'd been there probably an hour and a half. And I was like, you want to extend time? I was like, sure, another 30 minutes. It's like, all right, you want to extend time? Sure, another 30 minutes. I'm like, Brad, are you sure? And you were like, hey, when I'm out, I'm out.
Well, you know what? It's really funny is that Catherine texted me, I think after the very last time we extended and was like, hey, no matter, like in like the very, very kind way, she was like, no matter how nice or like what I say tomorrow, please stay in, like, please stay at home. She's like, it's been a really hard night or something like that. And so I was like, okay, guys, we're living it up tonight because I got to go home and tend to my children and my wife because the night before that we were also out playing basketball.
Culver's.
And then we went to Culver's.
Yeah.
So living it up 2 nights in a row. And then she was like, please don't do this to me again.
Living it up. So, basketball was really fun. One of the first things that happened before the game even started is Rustin goes, dude, I got to talk to you about something. He's like, because I don't think he listens to the podcast, but Bree does.
Yes.
And so Bree fills him in. And so last week I was kind of not necessarily hating, but very sarcastically speaking about a restaurant called Jumpin' Catfish.
Oh yeah. I'll hate on it all day. Yeah.
It just looks like it's one of those business. Every town probably has a business where you're just like, how are you still functioning?
I mean, it's jumping, not jumping. It's jumping with a apostrophe.
And like, we're in a pretty nice suburb. Like, it's just not like,
yeah,
that's a restaurant you'd see in like Bolivar, Missouri, maybe. Where like the locals support it. 50 and older supports it.
Right.
So I don't know how jumping.
There's like a neon catfish that like moves on the sign. Like different parts of the catfish are lit up as the night goes on.
And anyway, so I was just kind of being like, it's going to be hilarious whenever me and Rachel and Abby and Harrison do a double date at Jumpin' Catfish, all this stuff. And Rustin's like, yeah, dude, I got to talk to you. So at Bree and I's wedding, we actually catered Jumpin' Catfish. He's like, not the whole wedding.
The rehearsal.
Hush puppies.
Yeah. He's like, dude, yeah, so many hush puppies. And Scott was like behind him like, dude, their hush puppies are amazing.
Dude, don't sleep on hush puppies.
It's like the most Rustin thing ever, though. Like, Rustin is like, you meet him and you just think he's like just a city guy, but then if you get to know him, he's like pretty redneck. Like he lives out in the country now and like
he drives a white truck.
Yep. That's a thing. Yeah.
OJ.
White truck, redneck, that's what they say.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was pretty funny. And then also before the game, before you got there, so Cool Guy Sammy's in town, which is just really fun.
Yeah, Cool Guy Sammy's
just literally just in town, like moved to Boston for a job with the Boston Bruins. She's in town for like 2 weeks hanging out. And he's like, dude, I got to come watch you guys play basketball. I was like, absolutely.
He's like, I'll be there next week. I was like, great.
Yeah. And he and I are talking beforehand and this guy comes up to me and he's like, Brad Ellis. And I was like, what's up? He's like, dude, I'm a ghosty. I've been listening to you guys forever. And I was like, no way. And he's in the intermediate league. And I was like, we're going to play you tonight. He's like, dude, I'll take your charge or, I'll give you your charge.
I didn't even think about that.
Sweet, dude. Like, yes. Awesome.
That's great.
And turns out, I don't know. I think he was on the court next to us. So hopefully we play him sometime.
I didn't even think about that. Even if it's set up, I still can't wait to see it. Dude. Actually, now that it's set up, we could get it on video, which would be even better.
Now that it's set up, it might be like even worse. Cause it might be like, he's really coming from me. Like, whereas before I might like, get like half of the guy's body. This guy's going to just ram right into me. You
know what it's going to be like? Are you ready for a perfect analogy?
I'm ready.
Okay, great. So oftentimes it's like drunk driving accidents. The drunk driver is the one least harmed because he's not tense. He's like loose and he's inebriated. And the people really tense are the ones that get injured and break bones and yada, yada.
So which one? You
were going to be the sober man.
Okay.
You're going to be like gearing up like, oh, here comes the charge.
Here we go.
Here comes the charge. And you're both going to, you both get injured.
That makes sense. The worst part is going to be if they call it a block.
Yeah, do it again.
Yeah. Like, okay, cool. No, but we had a lot of fun playing basketball on Monday. We lost the game. But that team was good.
It was so fun. I don't know why. I think it just hanging around Rachel more, just maybe less and less competitive. And I just went to that game. I was like, honestly, I'll just watch. I was like, I'll go on if you need me, but I'm just so happy to watch. And we watched a lot, and the team did pretty good when we watched.
Did we score it? I didn't score at all. Did you score at all?
I only took one shot, and I got fouled, so it didn't count. So I go to the free throw line. 0 for 2.
So, was that the time where you like got fouled and the guy complained about it, even though you got like fish hooked by him?
They did not like that at all. Yeah.
I was like, you grabbed onto his arm.
There was one time where, so the other team is shooting free throws. Well, it doesn't even matter. Basically, a team is shooting free throws. A guy on the other team is like by himself. And so me and Brad and someone else, I forget who it was, we start triple teaming a guy. Like free throws are being shot.
Free throws are being shot on the west side of the court.
80 feet away from us.
We are on the east side, like corner. Like
in the corner, triple teaming a guy when the ball is basically not even in play. Thinking we're being hilarious. This guy doesn't crack a smile. He just stone cold doesn't even look at us. It was like, oh, well, this isn't as fun.
Was that squats? Was that the
same?
Squats. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Later on, I got him to smile finally. He had huge thighs. I was like, dude, how much you squat? Like, let's talk about this for a second. He's like, it's genetics, bro. Okay, cool.
All right, squats.
But yeah, anyway, we'll get him back in the playoffs, I think.
Yeah, fun game. Good times.
Went to Culver's afterwards.
And yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. We had a good time. So, yeah, what were the videos we did? Wall Street, Walmart, Greek life.
Greek life
versus Greek life.
Also a great premise by
Just
you.
two play on words by me, you know. And what was another one?
I can't remember anything that we did.
No, we'll figure it out.
Hold on.
Greek life. Adulthood W's.
Adulthood W's. That'll be kind of a different video. That'll be easy, fun.
Tell us just quick feedback whenever it comes out. I wanted that one to be like super, super quick, right? Like, so I think we had like 40 some jokes that
but they're not even really jokes. It's just like
observations.
They're more
observations like, oh, that's just a funny thing that could happen. Or like just a thing like relatable.
Like that is exciting when that happens.
Yeah. And then we did another short. Wi-Fi problems.
Get on
my level. I have a new idea for a video that I think is going to be really funny. Are you ready for it?
I'm ready.
Small town liars. Okay. Like everyone, you know him in the small town, like the guy that just embellishes every story he tells.
Yeah.
Do you feel like
this is kind of the same thing with like the people who think their hometown is unique? Like they're lying about like, we actually have the most meth in the world. It's like, I mean, where in the world are you getting that from?
Or just like, any kind of like story that they tell, like, oh, prom night, senior year, like, it's just the craziest stories. Like, like just any kind of just completely embellished everything.
Technically, I haven't been arrested, but they wanted to. We got away.
Right. I swear I was going 98 miles an hour down that country dirt road. Just like, just stuff like
I
that.
slept with both principals. Yeah. No, seriously, never got caught neither.
Yeah, never got caught neither.
I ended up going to juvie. Never got caught neither. Rachel was telling me that there's some like baby or something in their family, or maybe it's not even a baby, but the baby is named Jovi, and Rachel's dad keeps calling him Juvie, or keeps calling the baby Juvie.
Have I told you the story about how my dad like wanted to pray for Hattie after she was born in the hospital?
Can't wait.
And like he's praying for her, and he's like, and like it's like this emotional, like sweet time.
Oh, I'm sure.
My dad's like a spiritual leader, it's great. And he's like, and God, we just thank you for the blessing that is this little sweet baby Maddie. And I'm like, it's Hattie. He's like, I mean Hattie.
You interrupted.
Yeah, totally. I was like, Hattie. Like, yeah.
God doesn't know.
Because if not, my mom's gonna make fun of him way harder than I'm gonna say something. So I'm like, oh, Dad. So anyway, it's just funny stuff like that. But
that's great.
Yeah. Anyway,
dude, it just truly is still crazy to me how long it feels like it's been. I'll never get over the concept of time and how it feels like it can go slow and fast and in the middle, and it just feels like so much has happened since the last time we recorded.
Yeah, you went to Stratford.
I did a show. Oh yeah. Both those things are
Durham.
true. Yeah, I did a show in Durham.
What was that like?
Forever ago.
Yeah.
It was kind of,
You're wearing your Carolina blue here.
Well, sure, go Heels.
Yeah.
We took 4 flights to do one show. 2
like
there, 2 back.
Yeah.
So that felt kind of weird, but it was so fun. It was, I think, the biggest venue we've ever performed in. Not the most people, because it wasn't sold out, but it's like 85% full. Dude, and I don't know what it was about. I think just the size of it maybe, but it kind of took my breath away going out on stage to like perform. I was like, this is fun.
Wow.
I was like, this is humongous. Yeah, it just really felt different. It felt huge. But really fun show. A lot of ghosties there. And
I have a question.
Hattie?
Maddie, how do you feel about the size of a stage? Like not the venue itself, but like, do you ever get more or less excited or like more or less comfortable depending on, like I would think if it's a huge stage, you're a little too intimidated. But if it's a tiny stage, you're a little confined.
Oh, I am thinking much more about the size of the house than I am the stage. Because I think they make the stages all about the same size for us. Because there's so many different curtains that they could pull down. And I think Tom or someone decides hey, let's pull this curtain. We want the stage to be about this size.
Okay.
So they have made the stage generally the same size every night for us.
Oh, I didn't think about the curtain idea.
There was one show where the monitors were like really close to us, and there was like 10 feet between the end of the stage and the monitors, and that felt really weird. But other than that, it's all been generally the same.
Gotcha.
There was one show, either Nashville, Indianapolis, something like that. I remember the guy giving me some background. He's like, yeah, Harry Houdini used to perform here. He used to disappear right there. And I was like, can we do it now? He's like, no, they've changed the floor. I was like, dang. I would love to just pop up for my comedy show.
We used to do we had a trapdoor at Keokuk. Did you guys have one of those?
No.
It was for the gospel skit. So like we did a gospel skit every single every single 2 weeks where it was like it was just like we had these different characters that was like a parallel to the gospel story. And yeah, obviously the main, hero would die at the end of not the end, but close to the end.
You think it's the end.
Yeah. And yeah, like literally he would just disappear and he would go down this thing.
Do you ever get
and then he would run around
the crowd?
He would run around the other side and there's a back door. And he'd be like, oh, we're so dejected back there. And
Clark.
then you hear him from the back, whatever he says, hey, hey, it's me. I'm back, baby. And we're so excited. So we were basically Harry Houdini of the Keokuk world.
Trapdoors are sweet.
It was really cool.
We should have more trapdoors in our homes. When I was a kid, I always wanted a fireman's pole in my house someday.
Yes.
We'll see.
Ours doesn't go anywhere. It's just in our room, just standing straight up.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
We call them monk fruit. Monk fruit Mondays. No, that's
so
not
just
true.
a 1-story pole.
Yeah. Just for Bo to have some practice. Someday he wants to be a firefighter.
Kind of
we have a ranch house, so we can't. Yeah, we don't have a second story.
Yeah, you got to practice for the monkey bars somehow.
100%.
They won't be exactly like this, but it's good to get the grip strength.
Right.
Good.
Monkey bars. Yeah. No.
Monkey bars.
I totally agree with you. I always wanted to at least go like to a fire station and try one.
Yeah, just grease up and shimmy down one. It would be fun. I also remember I had to come up with an invention back in the day. You know what? 3-year anniversary of me saying this, pretty much. I'll say it again. In gifted class, we had to come up with inventions. And I remember coming up with, I wanted we had a really long driveway in Stratford. Yep. I wanted to take what the banks use when they take the checks and send them through the tube and do that with my mail.
Pneumatic. Yes, pneumatic tubes.
I didn't want to I was tired of running out and getting the mail.
That's a great idea.
It was so far away. Bank tubes.
The place that I buy my lumber from, it's like a super old school like lumber company, and they still use pneumatic tubes to like send things back and forth between their offices.
Really?
Because there's like a lumber yard like white collar or blue collar like area, and then there's like the white collar like
the offices.
Yeah, corporate people.
And they send like fast moving like cartridges of
pretty
information.
Cool. It's kind of like in Tommy Boy. Remember how in Tommy Boy he gets stuck? Yeah. Same idea. It's really cool.
I've never seen one outside of a bank in real life.
The guy, like I was like, you guys still use that? He's like, yeah, it's awesome. Watch. And
he's like, yeah, they haven't made anything faster than that. Like the internet? No.
Trust me. You can't use your own handwriting on the internet.
That's
That's a fun idea. I've been watching a lot of Shark Tank lately. Like a lot. I've been like, that's my new show right now.
Cool.
Catherine and I, especially when we first had Rose, like that first week, we were tanking it up. And now I'm getting Hattie into it.
Are you watching new episodes?
We have run the gamut.
Okay. I have a friend who just got on. I don't know when it's airing or if it's already aired. I think it already aired anyway. Look out. Tristan Ikeka.
Okay. What does
he sells
do?
Custom rings that he makes out of spoons.
Makes them out of spoons? Like the silver spoons?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. He'll turn spoons into like custom rings.
No, I haven't seen it. So the very newest season, like they only will show them for 2 weeks. Like they'll let the episodes be available and then they'll take them off. So
gotta be quick.
Anyway, yeah, but I'm super into it and I'm trying to make like Hattie be an entrepreneur. So I'm like, so these rich people, like if these people invent something, I'm trying to explain it all to her.
Yeah.
And she loves it, but I think she just loves it because she gets to watch TV. But anyway.
Do you have any ideas spurring at the house yet?
Not quite yet that I know of, but she's creative, man. It's pretty cool to see some of the things that she'll
you keep letting her do woodworking with you. Eventually she's going to find a problem. And if she can find a way to solve it, there's your invention.
100%.
Spreading wood glue. Is there an easier way?
There actually are some pretty cool ways to do it.
Don't enter the wood glue industry.
Trust me, Tight Bond's got a corner on that bad boy.
They've thought of everything. Don't do wood glue.
No, anyway, I spent a lot of time with my children today. Catherine had 2 different social gatherings that she went to alone. She went to Sophie's baby shower. And then after that, roommate Harrison got engaged this morning.
Yes.
And went to Harrison's engagement party. We were supposed to both go, but our babysitter ended up not happening. So,
I was wondering where you're at, but I was like, hey, they got kids. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like I just obviously Monday, Tuesday night, I was out, You know,
You're
so
out.
I'm like,
Once you're out, you're out.
You do something. Like,
Go out.
And she said she had a bunch of fun there. So
It was fun to see Kath.
But yeah, I got to spend a lot of time with Bo and Hattie, and they're fun. And Bo's just like becoming more and more just crazy, dude. I don't know if it's just like, I don't know, man. Like he's like reckless. Like he'll just like go through a box and like throw things everywhere and stuff.
Weird.
He's just like such a boy, man.
Huh.
And he's like I had to get pretty frustrated with him today. He like threw a book and hit me in the eye. You just never know. And when I'm holding Rose, I'm like, it's like
okay, you really can't do that.
Yeah. Like, hey, you have to be gentle. And even when he's gentle, he still like smacks her on the head and stuff. So, and it's one of those things where it's like, I don't want to take away all your, boy tendencies, but I also want to like hone them in the right direction a little bit.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Anyway,
Parenting.
But yeah, this morning I was like cleaning up the dishes at breakfast, and I look over and Rosie's in her swing, like sleeping, and Hattie is in a rocking chair, like reading, quote unquote, reading to her from this American Girl cookbook, which is like the most Hattie thing you've ever heard of.
Good book.
And then Bo's pulling up a chair to do like the same thing, like getting a book and do it. And so it's like, well, who are my kids? Like, these are amazing. Like, it's fun. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Rachel, I forget who she was talking. She was talking with another person who's a teacher yesterday, and I was just kind of listening to the conversation, and she was like, I feel like just kids just are not spelling very well compared to like what they should be. Like it's across the board. Kids are not spelling as well. And then they were kind of talking. They're like, I think what it is like nowadays, at least in the school systems they're working in, like kids will get done with an assignment and then they get to play on like their computer game or their, laptop or whatever.
Sure.
Whereas like when we were kids, it was like, get done with your assignment. Now you can read.
Yeah.
Or like reading was the reward.
Yeah.
For a decent amount of elementary school.
I remember. Yeah, totally. Do you remember
So good for your kids is what I'm saying.
What was that one?
They better never miss a spelling bee.
I can't remember.
Facetious.
No, I'm trying to remember that book that I really liked. Whatever, doesn't matter. It's like it had to do with like a bookmark or something. That's such a random.
Okay.
Frindle. You remember that book?
It sounds like a social media platform back in the day. Frindle.
Is that what it's called? Anyway, no, I remember in first grade. Yeah, Frindle. It was called Frindle. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
If anybody's out there, there was Frindle and there was like
MySpace.
No, there were like sequence. What's the word?
The card game.
The thing the after. No, like it has
sequential.
It's like a series. Gosh. No, I remember first grade, like claim to fame. Okay. I was the first one in my class, maybe the grade. No one really announced it.
Maybe ever.
To write down and count to 1,000. Like I wrote down like from 1 to 100 or for 1 to 1,000.
Just for fun?
No, I think it was like an extra thing that you could do.
Still, you were doing like Mr. Beast challenges in first grade.
I was.
That'd go viral 5 years ago.
And then I was like, so what do I do now that I've gotten to 1,000? And they're like, you can keep going if you want to. And I gladly kept going. I thought it was so fun. I don't know. It was just like the competitiveness in me of like, I'm not going to let anybody beat me.
I mean, yeah, widen the gap. Keep going.
I mean, yeah, Claire Boulder's going to get to 1,000 eventually. So I'm getting there.
You got to have a lead.
I'm going to 2,000 right now. Yeah, anyway.
That's demoralizing. You're in the 900s. You hear Brad's not stopping. You're like, God, I'm never going to catch him.
No way would I. So anyway, that's interesting though. Look, I heard about, I think it was from the CDC, whatever. I don't know the exact numbers. Let's say
make them up.
Let's say normally, like by the time you're a year old, you're supposed to know, let's say 2 years old. I don't know. Somebody's going to be like, Brad, you're wrong.
Right.
2 years old, you're supposed to know 100 words. Like,
okay.
And now they're changing it to like, you're only supposed to know 50 words. So like the goalpost, I guess, is moving up or whatever. Like
that's granted. Let me just preface this by saying, I don't know anything. Marketing degree. Don't know anything.
I don't know if those are the exact numbers. I just know that it's like significantly less now. They're having like lower expectations for children.
Well, this isn't even about the numbers, but just like I am interested. I'm confused why the CDC is setting those guidelines.
Also true.
Isn't that weird?
I read people that also were like, what do they have to do with
this
education?
Their department?
Yeah.
Huh.
I could be wrong about CDC too, but I'm pretty sure it's CDC.
That's interesting. Oh well. So you know what? This reminds me. I had a new segment idea. We don't have to do it tonight. We can come up with like or we can come prepare with some stuff. I have a new segment called something like, this is going to make people mad, or everybody's least favorite segment, something like that.
Trolling people. Basically.
And it's kind of like we did with the movie bracket. So it's just one, every episode we pick a topic that we know nothing about and we just go in depth about it.
And just talk about how much we know about it.
Big UFC fight this weekend.
Oh my gosh.
And just talk about the two people. I mean, DeSoto or Ramirez?
Chuck Liddell is there.
What are we thinking? I mean, one of them's got the grappling hook advantage. The other is a puncher.
I know that Knack Baxter's a big UFC guy, so he could get riled up by that.
I just want to really upset at least 50 people every episode, like choosing something that they're specifically like in love with, and just talk about it not knowing anything. So new segment. Just we'll pick a topic and just go in depth for a few minutes.
Okay.
So
Great.
CDC, that's this week. That's this week's segment. CDC and updates.
How was Stratford? Or do you have anything more to say about Durham? Sorry, I kind of...
Probably. I mean, let's keep bouncing around. It's always fun when we do that. Durham was, really fun show. I remember, so when we got to Durham, this is happening all the time these days. We get to our hotel and they're like, we don't have a reservation for you. It's like, awesome, cool. That's just been happening all the time lately.
Really?
No big deal. So we're just chilling in the lobby.
Kind of a big deal.
And a woman recognizes Trey. We get talking to her. Really fun. And that was a good time. Just right off the bat. It's like, Durham's great. This is awesome. It's going to be a good show tonight. The show is good. So many ghosties. I ended up hanging out with a ton of them afterwards, which I hadn't done in a while. And I had a video to edit later that night. And I was like, oh, like the angel and the devil are talking to me.
Sure.
One's like, you have a lot of work to get done.
But it's also like...
It's already late.
How can you... Yeah, you got to do your thing.
But it's like, I mean, this is so fun. It's nice out. A walk would be fun. And so, I ended up going out with them all. Couldn't get my debit card to work. Derek paid for my wings. He was at F12. He's married to Europe, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Doan.
Good.
You're at Bailey Doan.
He ended up giving me a ride home afterwards. I was really at the mercy of them.
I really liked them. They came to church the next morning with us.
No way.
Yeah,
that was
cool.
awesome.
They're great.
Yeah, I really enjoyed my time.
Wrote some great jingles. Yeah.
Derek and Europe met swing dancing. How cool is that?
Oh, that is cool.
I was like, what century are you from?
Yeah. And they were the ones that went to Funky Town beforehand. So that makes sense.
Gosh.
It's like all the different generations.
They're fun people. They're fun people. I ended up meeting the girl who started the Ghostrunners glossary. She was there at the show.
Who's that?
Maybe Annie or something. I didn't write down her name. I don't remember it. But she's 16 years old. I was like, you're the one doing this? She's like, I just had a little extra time. And I was like, that's amazing. Because I almost went the whole night without learning that about her. I'm glad she said it eventually. Yeah. And so I was like, that is so cool. Okay. Met Sensei Seth. Seen him in the comments plenty?
Yeah, sure.
Finally met him.
Durham's bringing it out,
dude. There were so many ghosties. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was really, really fun. And next morning, we're leaving from the hotel. On my phone, waiting for the Uber. I see a guy kind of standing over me. And I look up. I'm like, what's up? And he's like, hey, it's Front Row Frank. It was the guy I did crowd work with the whole night.
What?
We was staying at the same hotel.
No way.
And I was like, dude, what are you doing here? And he was like, well, my wife actually ran into you guys yesterday. I was like, that was your wife? Like, we met her yesterday. Yes, we did. We saw her at the show. She's like, and he was like, yeah, my wife recognized Trey, but didn't know you guys were in town. We're not even from here. So we bought tickets right then and there. And then getting VIP front row tickets. And then I made him part of the show and did crowd work with him.
So like the classic thing you talk about where it's like, hey,
I'm a huge fan.
I'm a huge fan. Like, you should come. Like, no, I don't know.
Oh, I can't come now.
This guy actually did it. Like, he actually came.
Yeah.
He's a huge fan and he got tickets really fast.
Frank and his wife came. And I've never seen someone after we've done crowd work together. It's like you might see a fan or something, but never the guy I know quite a bit about you now.
You've never even talked to the crowd work guy after the show?
No, I'll see him after the show, but never the next day or anything like that.
Right.
Never that.
So you got more of a full backstory with this guy and everything.
The vibes were so good, and then I kind of ruined it. I was like, well, you're not from here. What are you in town for? Funeral? Oh, right on.
Okay, well, celebration of life.
Okay, well, probably a good thing you came to a comedy show then. Hopefully it was a healthy distraction for you, But,
oh, man.
So that was really fun.
Yeah, what do you say to that?
Yeah. Oh, hey.
Who? It's like, no, don't, just. Oh, sorry to hear that.
Just yelling who?
Yeah.
Oh.
They have life insurance?
Kind of little pause go by. Think you'll get inheritance? Was it an older man in your family?
Was wealth? They got some wealth? Golly.
But yeah, that was really, really fun.
Okay.
And then shortly after that, my day was not as fun. Our first flight had been delayed 40 minutes. So I was like, okay, not a huge deal. We got options. One, make up time in the air, that magical thing that pilots do. Just, go a little faster.
Mm-hmm.
And so that shortened our layover from about an hour to about 10, 15 minutes or so. So it's like, okay, still doable. And maybe we'll catch up.
You're going from where to where?
I don't even know where we were at. Oh, I think it was from Durham to Detroit to Kansas City.
Okay.
So get to Detroit, we land, check my phone. I'm like, all right, didn't make up any time in the air. That's all right. But what happens pretty often, you notice this because you're always jealous of these people. They'll be like, all right, now this is a connecting flight that is running late. So everyone, we ask you stay seated unless you're going to Milwaukee. Milwaukee people, and you're always saying man, I wish I was going to Milwaukee. I got this flight earlier. No such announcement is made. If you're going to Kansas City, go ahead and go. So I'm like, okay, they must not be worried about us. They must, So
they must know something you don't.
Yeah, I'm like, they must just be holding the flight. They're not worried. Either way, Trey and I get off the Plane, we're at gate 67. We got to go to gate 33, which sounds kind of close. In my head, I was like, oh, not too bad.
That sounds close.
I know. I don't know why. I was like, oh, same terminal.
34.
It was, dude, I bet it was a half mile away. And we were jogging the whole time. I actually took a video on my phone because I was going to post it to my story, like another week doing this in the airport.
Comedy life is the best.
Yeah, I'm just like jogging quite a bit. The backpack,
Yeah,
doing the swish wash.
How's your new luggage?
Didn't have it yet. Because that was, new luggage is big bag. Just had to carry on for a 1 day trip.
Good for you.
And so, but those lock aligning wheels, nice.
Yeah.
And so running through the airport, finally get to our gate. It's so far away, and they are closing the door.
They're home aloneing you.
Yeah, but closing from the inside. So she closes it, and then
from the inside.
Yes.
Oh.
And so there's no one there. We just see her close it. We can't open the door.
It's like one of those like doors that you see like by the boiler room of the cafeteria at school.
Like, how do they ever get in?
It's like there's no handle on this side.
Dude, that's a great comparison. I know exactly what
you
you're
know what I'm talking about. It's like that room that's
massive.
like, I don't think anybody's even like legally allowed to go in here.
I know
It's
exactly
super heavy. Like you could kind of get your fingers in there and like barely get a little
but
grip.
Still, I would be scared. I don't know what would come out of there. What kind of spirits?
Exactly.
Or honestly, it might be a freezer back there. I don't know what.
Like,
it's such a thick door.
Only Andy the janitor could get back there.
Yeah. And so they close it, and we just can't believe it.
You
And
knock?
Yeah.
I would be like, don't.
Oh yeah, we're trying everything, and there's no one there at the gate anymore.
Sure.
Like they're all gone.
Sure.
We ran all this way. They didn't hold the flight for us 1 second. And so we're just watching our plane being boarded. Like we're seeing people get on the plane still. We're right there. And
there wasn't like another gate next to you could go talk to. Like obviously
there was no one around.
Really?
And so, yeah, we're just so frustrated. Trey gets on he gets behind the desk. He's at the computer trying to look at stuff. He gets on the microphone. He's like, attention.
No way. Did it work?
Yeah, dude. It was going over the airport speakers. He
No
gets on the
way.
microphone. He goes, we need help. Gate 33. We need help. Dude, it was awesome.
That is so bold.
Dude, we were
I would never. Would you do that?
I was thinking, I wanted to get on there. I was like, I want to see my family. Cause I was going straight to, well, I'll get into that later. But yeah, dude, it was like, we had sprinted. We'd done everything we could to get there on time. And they didn't hold like they know we're coming.
Right.
And they didn't hold the flight.
Like they know that they don't have everybody scanned in. Like they know that there's these 5, like you hear it all the time. Like last call for so-and-so.
Yeah. And we ran all that way.
Were you technically late? Like what was the time? Did you check?
It was like the flight, I don't know when they stopped boarding. Every airline's kind of different, but we had gotten there before it was supposed to depart, so it wasn't like at this point we were not late.
Right.
So I don't know.
Dude, that's insane that he got on the mic.
So he gets on the mic and just keeps yelling like, help, we're at gate 33.
Did anybody do anything?
And so that's the thing is like, even if we get in trouble, great. Someone has to come over and get us in trouble.
Right.
Who cares? No one ever comes over. We're just talking to no one. Over the airport, I mean, clearly not even trying to sound like a Delta agent. Just like, hey, if anyone can hear this,
because usually those microphones like either go for like the 5 gates around you, or like sometimes it's like the whole airport. Like
I don't know how far away, but it sounded loud, dude. Detroit Delta terminal. I mean, Trey's just over the intercom. Hey, can anyone help us?
That's one of those things that I just wouldn't. I don't think I would ever have. Maybe if I'm with my friends, I might have more of an audacity to do that. But like. Man,
it was pretty awesome.
That's great.
But actually, it didn't feel that awesome at the time because we were just so. I don't get legitimately frustrated almost ever. But this was just like, we'd done everything we felt like we could. And for me, it was like my plan was, so I packed that bag, but there was a Stratford bag too. It's like as soon as I land in Kansas City, I'm picking up Rachel. Rachel's waiting at Trey's house because as soon as I get there, she's hopping in my car. We're going straight to Stratford because everyone is waiting on us. Like we're going to be the last people to get to Stratford. Mm-hmm. And then, we just don't get on this plane. And it's like, this doesn't just affect me. This is now Rachel's plans. This is my family's plans. This is my grandparents. Yeah. It was so frustrating. And so Trey and I we wait for 15 minutes and we just see the plane just sitting there. People still boarding. The plane is not moving. Like, this is ridiculous. And then we wait for someone to finally come back in. And we were just like, hey. And she's like, did you guys miss your flight? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. Did you not hear the intercom?
Yeah, maybe you didn't catch the loudspeaker announcement we made. And we were like, look, we sprinted here. I'm sure you guys were aware. Like, do you guys not hold flights? She's like, no. She's like typing on her computer, not looking up at us. It was so frustrating. The lack of like sympathy. At one point I even said.
Like the body language.
Yeah, it was just like not a care in the world. Just like typing on our computer. No, we don't hold flights. And I was like, I mean, I've been on airlines before that hold flights.
Well, is this Southwest?
Delta.
Okay.
And she was like.
I feel like Southwest would never.
She was like, we don't hold flights if there's 8 people or less that are going to miss it. And I was like, oh, wow. I was like, do you think other airlines would care about, customer service for someone like that?
You get a little feisty? Jake came out?
A little bit. Just it was more her like body language and just like and anyway, she was just being so rude. And at one point I was just like, and I wasn't that sassy, but I was just like, a little sympathy would be nice.
Sure,
Just I even said that to her. I was just acting like you care would go
Right.
a long way, I think.
That's what I'm saying. Like Southwest, if you've ever missed your flight, if you've ever had any kind of inconvenience, they always give you a voucher, right?
Yeah.
Like,
and that voucher is good for like a year. It's
like
it's
sometimes,
awesome.
sometimes I didn't even know I was inconvenienced, and they'll send me something like, "Hey, I don't know if you realize this, but our Wi-Fi was down, so here's $75 for your next flight."
Like the bathroom was out for 15 minutes, so
Right.
we gave you a voucher.
Carl stunk it up pretty bad after jumping catfish. So
At one point, we obviously had an issue because he said, "Don't go in there after me."
Right.
I blew it up, and that caused an issue. So
some of our stewardess are doing the yoga trick to have you pick up your trash. So
what is that? Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I've now
Spirit
been down.
Airlines, yeah.
Gosh,
Everybody been down.
I remember one time, Trey and I had a flight canceled with Southwest, and they gave us each a voucher. Like Trey had paid
That's what
for it,
I'm
and they
saying.
gave me one. I was like, I didn't even pay for this.
Anybody that's on the register for it. Yeah, it's crazy. So
it was such a bummer. And then of course, as we're waiting there, like these older women come who didn't run. They finally walk up and like, did we miss the flight? We're like, yeah, you're too late, Grandma.
you're sweating with your Jamba Juice. You're like, yeah. Trey's on the loudspeaker.
Yeah,
we did.
Yeah, we missed it. Yes, we missed it. But then I did something.
Bummer.
Well, two last things in the story. We're just so dejected, being like, all right, I guess. So this is like ends up being a 3 or 4 hour difference. I forget. So it's like, all right, tell my family, not going to be there at 6. I'm going to be there at 10.
Yeah.
So that's a bummer. And so we're walking away, just slow, just moping, just like, let's just go find a place to post
Charlie
up.
Brown, like Arrested Development, George
Eeyore.
Michael. Yeah.
And dude, it was so perfect. It was awful. A woman comes up to me and is like, hey, how would you like to have more Delta Sky miles? It's like, not today. I wouldn't.
You want me to show you where I want you to put those Delta Sky miles?
Yeah, I don't even know if I really looked up for it. I was like, I'm not interested.
Oh, man.
I just missed my flight. I'm having kind of a bad day.
That's too bad.
But then I did something I've never done before. 2 words. I've always heard of it. Never had to do it. Retail therapy. I was walking around. There was a PGA Tour store. And I was like, that's fun.
A PGA Tour. Like that's the brand?
That's the brand, I guess. I didn't even know it. Maybe I should have known that.
Retail therapy.
And so I went out, I was like, this is sweet. They have a simulator in there. I was like, this is amazing. I'll just swing golf clubs for the next 3 hours. I was like, simulator work? They're like,
charge Delta, dude.
Yeah.
I would.
And they're like, we ended up having to take the simulator down. The TSA doesn't like the golf clubs we have. They're like, apparently they're considered a weapon. And I was like, oh,
okay.
All right.
Well.
But anyway, I bought some golf clothes and I legitimately felt better.
Cool.
I was like, this seems so like shallow of me, but I don't care. I put them right in my suitcase. Felt good.
That's what we'd always say at Kanakuk, like, because we had so many homeschool 7-year-olds. But then the very first full day there, it was like they got to go to the store. And our director would always be like, good old American capitalism will, solve homesickness every time. All these kids getting all their swag, like their Kanakuk swag. So, well, that's good. I'm glad that some money could help, throw some money at the situation.
Yeah, just bought some new golf clothes. I was really excited about it. And then some fun stuff did happen the next flight. As soon as I'm boarding, the one behind me, we had just stepped on the plane and I don't know if she had AirPods in, but she screamed it. Y'all serving peanuts? I was like, man, this girl loves peanuts. Get somebody get her some ASAP. But then I learned, I was
she
like,
hates peanuts.
I think she's allergic. It's just right away. She's got to get that out of the gate. Like, don't serve peanuts.
Allergy here.
Please, please don't.
Pretzels are fine. Yeah.
I think, even pistachios, they're different genetically.
Tree nuts are different.
Sorry, one last thing.
Okay, yeah.
And then,
No, I have questions, but go ahead.
Oh, about peanuts?
Nope.
Okay. Last thing about this flight. I haven't spoken about this. Rachel knows. You guys ask Rachel. She knows, but it never felt podcast worthy. But I would say the last 5 times I've gone out of town for tour trips, whatever. 4 of those 5 times, I've been asked at some point to switch my seat by like a family. I don't know if I just have a face that's like, he won't care.
Yeah, that guy's a pushover.
Yeah. Oh, he'll say yes to anything.
Sure.
And so I just so I'll text Rachel, happen again. And she just knows what that means. She's like, really? Another one? And so it happens again on the peanut flight. And dude, it was such a fun upgrade because I go from an aisle seat, which is not, still fine, but it's no window, to then
you crazy.
She's, so mom was like, would you want to switch seats? I want to be next to my son. I'm like, yes, of course. Well, son is sitting back there in a seat. It's the only seat in that row. So I'm like, oh, exit right. I have all this leg room. There's no seat in front of me. I've never even been in a seat like this. I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Great upgrade. Happy to do it. So I'm sitting back there and I'm like, oh yeah, exit row. I have to like give the verbal yes. So I'm like, all right.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm, great posture. I'm sitting up, I'm like, oh, I'm going to nail this. Yes. I'm so excited. And she's like scanning across like, okay. And yes. She scans back. Yes. And she scans back and I go, yes. And apparently I wasn't in the exit row. So I just said yes. She was like, what was that? I was like, nothing. I was so excited.
You're like the peanut lady. Like you're just volunteering information that they don't need.
Oh yeah, I'll help. Exit row right here. Strong guy.
They're trying to do like the presentation in the front and you just go, yes. Just FYI, yes.
That is how it works. That's how I do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct. Go on, but that is correct.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So that was embarrassing. Apparently I was sitting right behind the exit row and that's why I had all the leg room. There was no chair in front of me.
Right behind oh, I see. Yeah.
I don't know. Either way, I was so excited. Yep. It was like I was bidding at an auction. Yep.
Yeah, like the storage word. Yep. Yep. I think.
Sorry, what was it? I just said yep.
Do you know? I'm pretty sure you have to literally say yes. Like I don't think you can say yeah or
really?
Like, yeah or yeah. Oh yeah. Like I think you have to say yes.
Definitely.
Oh, that's what's up. No doubt on this thing.
On God. Sorry, we really need a yes.
On God.
Really, not even on God. That's not on the gang.
Yeah.
Still not. Okay. Yes.
What else could you say?
No cap.
No diggity.
Bet.
Oh, hey, yo, bet on that thing.
Yeah. Bad day to be an exit row door. I'll say that. How's that for an answer? It's a bad day to be an exit row door. Yeah.
Okay, so I did I did have a question. So you said that they didn't let you on the previous flight that you were trying to run from to like get to the flight that ended up leaving without you. They didn't say like, hey, if you're going to Kansas City, like they
never had that announcement.
Here's a question. If let's say there's 25 rows on an airplane. I don't know if that's way under, way over, probably under, but let's say you're in row 23 out of 25. You're in the back and you're on the aisle seat and they didn't make the announcement, but you're like, I just need to get to that front. Do you think you could time it to the point where like you could get up there like before everyone? Cause like we've talked about this, how there's this weird thing where like right when the seatbelt sign goes off, people jump up, people freak out like, oh,
it's
there's
disgusting.
And then there's always so much of a wait to like actually get off the airplane.
It might be my least favorite part of America.
But I think if you just went off sides a little bit, like if you undid the seatbelt and just like you got it just at the right point where like it was close enough to when they were going to make the announcement that they're not going to like penalize you for it, but you got your bag and you sprinted. I think you could get to the very front.
I would have to be late to my own wedding or something to do that. I don't think for any other circumstance, I could do that.
Really?
Just socially. I don't know. It just feels so wrong. It would have to be a major life event that I'm running late for.
What if you did do that? What if you successfully got to the front and you made it to your flight, but you saw as you go in, they're closing the doors with no handles on the outside and you see Trey trailing behind, what would you do?
Wait, hold on.
Like if you realize like you're going to make it, but Trey's not.
Oh, put my shoe in the door.
Okay. Throw the shoe.
Throw the shoe in the door.
Yeah,
if I lose a shoe, I lose a
Yeah.
shoe. I get Trey.
Okay. Austin
I
Powers
get my
style.
little pigeon foot.
Pigeon. My little pigeon foot.
Little pigeon foot.
Okay, I sent you a video real quick.
Oh, cool.
So my dad, this was a couple weeks ago, but I keep forgetting to talk about it. And I'm going to post this video as well on our Patreon, or maybe we can just post it. Justin can post it here. But KU won the national championship. My dad is a big parades guy. You went with us to
The Chiefs parade.
Chiefs parade. And my dad like loves, like takes pride, and not even pride, just takes joy in getting there very early and just like talking, like spending time. He can easily spend time by himself, sitting there in his lawn chair. He can, converse with anybody. And so he's like, hey, anybody that wants to go, I'm going to the KU parade. It's like 1:00 on a Sunday afternoon.
I can't wait to see this video.
And he texted me like 10 a.m. that morning. He's like, hey guys, just FYI, I'm going to be on Channel 4 News. And so
wait, hold on. Just to do some math real quick, the parade's at 1,
mm-hmm.
and he said I'm going to be at the 10.
No, yeah. So he got there. I don't even know what time. He might say
the 10 a.m. news.
Yeah, I mean, like he got there, I think, really early.
So he would have had to already be on the news or already be there before 10 a.m.
Oh, I'm sure. I would guess he was there at 7.
Wow.
Maybe
for
even,
a 1 p.m. parade for like college basketball.
Yeah. Because he was, and I like for the Chiefs parade, for the Royals parade, he did the same thing. Like he gets there so early because he wants to get like the prime right spot. He kind of like scouts out. Like I don't remember for the Chiefs parade, but I know the Royals parade, like he purposely had a spot on a corner.
At the corner,
so they'd have to slow down to like turn around these corners.
It's better move.
Yeah. So anyway, let's just watch this video real quick.
Okay.
And Justin, you can put it in if you want here.
Great places, but a lot of places down here have some sort of KU gear. Okay, listen, real quick. I got to get down to Dave Ellis. You guys jog with me down to Dave Ellis. He was first in line. He's our first parade goer down here, season ticket holder, and he picked his
There's
spot.
no one.
He's the only one there.
There's no one.
Of its location.
Oh
hey,
my
Dave.
God.
Rock Chalk.
I can't believe how alone he is. Look at him. He unzips his shirt.
You're first in line. You should win something. Why did you pick this location?
Well, because it's close to porta potties, it's close to a taco shop, and it's close to where I'm parked.
Yeah.
This isn't
The
your
camera
first
work
rodeo.
is
It is
so
not.
funny.
I've been to the Chiefs parade, I've been to the Royals parade. I always get there early, save seats for people, and they always appreciate that.
That's awesome, Dave. And you've saving a few seats for family members.
Yes, I am. Any family members want to come, they're here.
All right, you're here nice and early. Thank goodness it's not Chiefs parade weather.
Exactly. It's very nice. Yes,
Right.
it's a good time. Go Rock Chalk.
Thanks for being here. He graduated from Emporia State.
Hold on, I gotta
but they
take that
haven't won
back.
Any national championships. So.
Yes, it's a good time. Go Rock Chalk.
Thanks for being here. He graduated from Emporia State, but they
He almost
haven't
said
won
go
any
Chiefs.
national
He was doing the
championships.
tomahawk chop. Go Rock Chalk.
He's all KU all the way.
Oh, Dave.
All right, so anybody on YouTube is gonna get the visual, but like, so they pan around.
It is unbelievably desolate.
I mean, there was 0 other people. My dad said, I think the only other person on the street was a homeless person. And he's like, and believe it or not, Brad, I talked to him. I had a good conversation with him. Like, my dad will talk to anybody.
I can't believe how alone it looked. That looks like an old Western. I think I saw a tumbleweed go by. That is
Like,
so funny, dude.
Yeah, he said he saw them coming obviously from a mile away because he's the only one there. And he's like, yeah, I pretended not to see him, pretended to be like, no, nonchalant. And then whenever they came over to me, I was just like, hey, oh yeah, of course I'll be in it. But if you know my dad, he's so pumped to be on the news. Like,
I mean, he zips his shirt down pretty quickly. Show that off.
Right. Because he had like just normal jacket, but he had KU underneath it. And yeah, taco shop, porta potties, and parking spots. That's all he needs. Anyway, and the funniest thing, so he's like, anybody from my family wants to come, I got some seats for him. No one else showed up. Like, he's the only one for my family, poor guy. But my dad is so social that he's like, yeah, I saw some people from my work and they came, and then this guy from my BSF group came, and Bible study, like all these different things. So he wasn't alone.
That's the dream, though, to be able to go places older in life and know you're going to have friends there.
Right.
Because you've been social enough.
Right. That's like a game that my family used to always play. Like, all right, first one to see somebody they know and they have to mention you by name, you get $1. Like, it was like a big thing, like anytime we went to public events. So anyway, that's my dad for you. I can't believe I kept forgetting to say it because I was like, that's an amazing video of my dad. And he's so pumped about it. Like, the local news, like, he's made it.
Gonna be on 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Dude, that is so funny.
Go Rock Chalk.
Good Rock Chalk.
We need to make that into like a sound bite.
Go
Rock Chalk.
Oh man, good times, dude.
Yeah, it was great. So that's old daddy boy.
Good. What else you got?
Yeah, I got a few different things. Let's see. So more kids things. First of all, Bo got his first big boy haircut this week.
Oh, I saw that. He looked nice.
You would think. Yeah. So we went to Marv's because Marv.
Yeah.
I asked Marv. I was like, "Do you do haircuts for kids?" And he's like, yeah. And if they're a client, a client's son or daughter, I guess, but a client's kid, we give them the first haircut for free. I'm like, sweet.
Might as well.
Now I know why. I'll just say that. He did just fine on the front. So we get in there. We have no idea how it's going to be like, as far as how Bo's going to behave. And luckily Bo was like a gym. Like, somebody else was like, I've never seen a kid behave this well, getting his haircut. And so that was pretty cool.
Cool.
But as Marv's shaving, like, whenever they shave the back, like the neck, they just go straight, like razor, right?
Correct.
Like,
yeah.
whatever. And Marv just notched just took a big old nick out of his like head.
Why? Was Bo moving?
No, that's the crazy thing.
Oh.
And everyone's going to assume that. And so it's like, whatever. It's not the end of the world because everyone's going to be like, oh, it's just a little kid's haircut. And he probably moved. Bo was completely still.
Marv?
And Marv just like I mean, it was kind of an awkward angle. Like Bo was sitting on my lap. And so that's kind of weird in and of itself. But I mean,
She's just watching it happen.
yeah. And I watched it happen. And then Catherine's like standing in front of Bo, like kind of keeping his attention. And we made eye contact. And I was just like, we didn't say anything, but it was just kind of like you see this, right? What do we do? So it's one of those things where it was really fun. It was great. And Bo was really excited because Marv has all these Jayhawks and Chiefs pennants and stuff. And, but overall it was still just like, okay, I guess it was a fun rite of passage to be like, let's take you your first haircut.
It's fun that you and Catherine are both there.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. But yeah, overall it was not, I don't know if we're going to go back to Marv. I'll say that. I like them for adults, but I don't know about for little kids.
Pediatric cuts or haircuts.
Yeah.
Pediatric cuts.
Pedifolics.
Good.
And then another kids thing that happened it was last night. Yeah. So obviously with this new baby, especially since I was gone Monday and Tuesday night, I'm feeling like the need this week to like, hey, I need to step up my game. Like I gave a pep talk to Hattie of like, hey, you're going to need to help out a lot more with mom around the house in the mornings, especially. So we actually I've been teaching Hattie how to make toast, which I know sounds so simple, but like, I've like made it like a thing. Like I call her the Toastmaster. And so I'm like, Hattie, no one makes toast like you. Like, this is the best toast ever. You're the Toastmaster. And so she's really proud of it and everything. Anyway, but last night I was trying to step up. I was trying to do all these different things because I don't remember.
Just because you love your wife.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there was like, oh yeah, Catherine ended up leaving. So I knew she was going to be leaving soon. So I was like, okay, if I can get all this stuff done before anyway, it doesn't matter. So the kids were taking a bath. Bo and Hattie were taking a bath. And all of a sudden I hear Catherine go, Brad. And I was like, uh-oh. And that means really just one thing. It means that one of the kids has pooped in the bath.
Got it.
And so I walk in there and Hattie said, somebody pooped in the bathtub. And I was like, that's a weird way to say that. I was like, Hattie, did you poop in the bathtub?
Mm-hmm.
Which she's never done before. Bo's done it, I think, a few different times. And she's like, I don't know.
Oh.
I was like, you absolutely did.
Mm.
And she was like, I think she was worried that she was going to get in trouble or something.
Yeah.
But we got the kids, we quickly evacuated them to the other bathtub. We have two. Not trying to brag.
So when you poop in a bathtub,
yeah, let's talk about it.
are you sitting just hiney on linoleum? It's flush. Like, how does it come out?
I don't know. That's a good question. I think maybe, sometimes you're reaching for a bath toy.
Okay.
And maybe it
You prop
comes
yourself
out then.
up a bit?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
okay.
kind of, lunging. You know how you can lunge and poop.
Warrior 2.
Yeah. Warrior pose. So for whatever reason, probably because I'm not as grossed out about it as Catherine is, I've kind of become the pick up the poop from the bath guy.
Okay. No one picks it up like you, Brad.
No one
You're
does.
a poop master.
And I'm like, okay, here I go. So I go get a paint stir stick from the garage, and I'm literally just like balancing these turds on my stir stick, like shifting them from the bath into the tub or into the toilet.
Have you thought about getting a garbage disposal in your bathtub drain?
That's a great idea. So let me tell you.
Problem
something.
solved.
So we'll say this. There's some pretty solid logs, and then there's some more. We'll call them ground beef.
Got it.
Okay. And if you've ever made tacos, like that hamburger starts off kind of big, but then if you want to mince that meat a little bit,
yeah.
So I get the logs. I get them out of there. We'll call those the sausage links.
Got it.
Okay. But then the ground beef's still in there. The Jimmy Dean.
Okay.
And so I do what any rational, dad would do. I ground beef that thing. I took the stir stick. I Emerald, Gordon Ramsay that thing and just said, I'm pretty sure that this is going to go through the drain. If I just get it thin enough and I put enough water pressure on it.
Good.
And yeah, that's the next thing. I turn on the shower, just get it on the jet setting.
Yeah.
And just really make those bad boys smaller, like as small as I can get them. And just say like they'll disintegrate eventually once they get through the drain. And I'm the dad of the year for that. So
this is kind of a gross story.
It's a very gross story, but that's part of being a dad.
Mission accomplished.
Yep. So I ground beefed it.
Good.
A couple weeks ago in the basketball game, I biffed it. This time I ground beefed it. All right.
Biffing and beefing.
Yeah.
Wow.
But anyway, I remember as I was doing it, I remember you saying, I don't remember what the story was, but I remember you thinking, or you saying out loud, like, this is like a great like form of birth control right now. And I was like, Jake, if Jake were here right now, he would think this is good birth control too. Just like this happens, once out of every 3 years or whatever. But when it happens, it's no fun.
Yeah. Then again, I mean, once you start really changing diapers and doing all that, and once you've delivered your own baby, you're pretty desensitized to fluids and solids, probably.
It's pretty true. Yeah. There's I don't know though. Catherine was really grossed out by the ones in the bathtub. So what's that say? I don't know.
Sounds like she needs to.
It's a mind over matter thing though, for the most part. It's just like, just do it. Don't think about it too much.
You just got to take yourself back to Puddle City.
PC.
Find that strength you had then and beef that ground meat.
Yeah, anyway. So that happened. I'm a dad and I'm a good one, guys. Okay. Let it be known.
Saying Puddle City just reminded me. One of my best friends from college, Lewis Davis, texted me this week. I guess he listens to the podcast occasionally. And what he
I've
said.
never even heard of Lewis Davis.
Well, two last names. That's
Okay.
probably why.
I don't know
Very
about this
forgettable.
guy. Okay. Tell me more about him.
I believe half American, half Indonesian.
Okay.
Looks a good bit like Taylor Lautner.
Okay.
He married Whitney Coates.
Coates.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's warm.
Yeah.
You got a warm personality.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
Awesome guy.
Took her
Loved him
name
to
or his?
They ended up taking his.
Good for them. Progressive.
I believe I was roommates with Lewis Davis when the whole Brian Turnbow thing happened.
Okay.
I don't know if he was in the room, but we were roommates at the time.
Okay.
Anyway, good friend, hilarious.
So he texted you.
He texted me. He's like, "Hey, I listen to Ghostrunners every now and then. Wanted to know if you could do me a quick favor. Really, any time that you feel like you're saying an inside joke, would love for you to just pause for about 5 or 10 minutes and address me personally and explain the entire backstory.
Okay.
I don't think the rest of your listeners will mind.
Okay.
So let's just keep that in mind for Lewis. He's,
okay.
He's not caught up. He doesn't know everything.
Okay.
So if we
Perfect.
use inside jokes, we have to tell Lewis where they come from.
That's fun. Okay. And we'll look at the camera the whole time. So it's like Lewis.
Yeah, listen, please.
Okay. Lewis Davis?
Lewis Davis.
I don't know, dude. I don't know if you're a best friend.
Oh, yeah, he was in the crew. Yeah, he was in Super Hall.
Okay. All right.
Which is also something I don't think I've ever talked about, but
tell me about it.
Yeah.
That's an inside joke I don't know about.
Just turn to the camera. One of our, there was a crew of 8 of us or so, 8 guys who were just best friends. And anyway, Ronnie, the most mature one, ends up becoming an RA before the rest of us. So he's like, well, Ron A. Yeah.
Ron
He's
A.
like, I think if we move to this dorm, I could become the RA and pretty much everyone is moving out. So if we all move there, it's like D Wade, Bosch, and LeBron all go into the Heat.
Sure.
If we all do it together,
yeah, super team.
Yeah, so we just called it Super Hall. And so we all went and it was a lot of fun. But yeah, great guy. So just keep that in mind. Something I witnessed yesterday, which would have loved for you to have been there with me, Brad. Rachel's mom is in town. And as I've also mentioned, Rachel is a track and field coach.
Yes, that's right.
And so I was texting Angie and I was like, let's do something fun for Rachel. Let's surprise her. Let's do this or something. I was like, let's take her some of her favorite things. And let's go surprise her at a track meet. Let's go watch one. Dude, we only watched about 30 minutes and it was electric. I mean, there is something to see at any second. That's pretty hilarious. I mean, you got to keep your head on a swivel.
This is middle school.
It's a middle school track meet. Dude, it's anarchy out there. I mean, we got boys and girls running against each other.
What?
They're running 600-meter dashes.
2022.
Something I've never even seen before.
600 meters?
600-meter dashes. And I'll tell you one thing.
Just under 600 meters. That's an inside joke from last week, Lewis. Somebody left a voice memo and said they were going to be in Hawaii for just under 9 days. Okay? Go ahead.
Every kid who ran the 600, from what I could tell, was running it for the first time ever in their life. Because they would come out of the gate sprinting.
Mm-hmm.
And then, dude, I mean, half the competitors...
They start walking?
They would start walking.
No way.
One kid almost sat down. He was definitely thinking about sitting down. He stayed in his lane, but I know he wanted to sit. He was wearing cargo shorts. But, I mean, people would walk. It was so fun watching the walkers, because there'd be a time where, even the kids running are not running that fast, and they're walking. They'd walk for about 50 meters, and then they'd, amp themselves up, and they just start sprinting again.
Yeah.
And then for a little bit, they might catch them. The walker might win, you
Really?
know? And then they would have to walk again. But it was electric. Rachel was over by the high jumpers.
Mm-hmm.
And there was one point, a kid is running to go high jump, kind of trips over his feet. Rachel also claims his shoes are way too big. So that could be the issue. Kind of trips, kind of falls into the mat, but not on the mat or into the mat, underneath the mat.
What?
Goes to high jump.
How does he get underneath it?
And wedges himself.
Oh, it's high jump.
Yeah, so the high jump mat, but still, I mean, there's no room under the mat. But the way he falls,
So he just falls head first under the mat.
wedges himself underneath it. Dude, this is what I'm saying. I mean, it was a sight to see. There's stuff happening like that at all times. Dude, it was awesome. Just kids just under the high jump, man.
What was Rachel? Oh,
and then I saw the shot put. I was like, these kids are like, when they would throw it back, they're chucking it. I found it's a softball. So I'm like, oh, why even use shot put for if it's a softball? Just, I mean, chuck it.
Absolutely.
Just, why even throw it from the chin at that point? If it's a softball, I mean, it was like they were playing by their own rules. Every event was like, I mean, just whatever you think.
Just make it work. Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as it's a round ball, just throw something out there.
One thing I did really like, which Missouri, we never did this, but they ended the meet. The very last event was the sprint medley. So it was all different lengths. So it was like, you went 50 meters, then 100, then 200, then 400 or something.
Like a relay?
Yeah. So
Okay.
a relay medley. I was like, that's fun. I wish we would have done that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything to mix it up a little bit.
Yeah. They do it in swimming.
I mean, obviously I probably wouldn't, but if I were to run in one of these events, which one do you think I have the best chance of beating a middle schooler at? Because it sounds like some of them struggled at 600 meters, but I don't know. I would struggle too, but I would know enough to like not like walk. Like I would pace myself.
You could have the pacing down. Yeah. So as much as it might be kind of stinky, I think the long distance might be the key to your victory.
Maybe so.
Because like 100-meter dash, kids know they can sprint that, and some might be faster.
Okay, let's say this. Let's say, how many is it? 8 people that do 100-meter dash at a time?
Not at Sumner Arts
Okay.
and Sciences School, but
Okay.
yes, at other ones.
But usually, like, let's say there's 8. How like do you think I could get in the top 6?
I'm trying to think. From what I saw yesterday, yes.
Really?
Some of their running form looked as if like their arm was asleep and they were trying to like get the feeling back
Sure.
as they're sprinting.
Yeah, we all know how that's. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Maybe I'll just come sometime and pretend like I'm a coach, but really start the like beginning with them.
And you're kind of
And
like
encourage
cheering them
them,
on.
Like, go! Come on! Let's go! And then I give a photo finish at the end for them.
You've got a clipboard, but you're using it
Get
to just kind of
there!
run. Yeah. 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 Dig here, Ellis.
Yeah.
So,
I
yeah.
like it.
Track meet was fun. Good times. And
What
then
is she? Does she have like a specific area of the track team that she coaches, or is it she just all of them?
I don't know if she's always, I think she's typically with like some of the jumpers in the field events, but I mean, there was one track meet they're like, you're be with the throwers. So, I mean, I think they're just kind of like,
Okay,
whatever,
okay.
like just fill a space, just
Sure.
be a body out there.
Gotcha.
So
That's fun. Good for her.
yeah, it was fun. Some other stuff that happened this week. I'm trying to think. What do you want, Brad? You want a story about the Duckworths? Do you want the story about Harrison's proposal this morning? Or do you want a good old story about Isaac?
I want all those stories. Those are all my friends. I would like to hear all of them. So
Okay.
let's start just in in order of what you said. Duckworth first.
Okay. So Emily told me the story today, and it's great, especially once you know the context of Gunner. You guys have probably heard us call him Discount Duckworth.
Oh my gosh.
Do you know about this?
If it's the same one I'm thinking of.
It's got to be.
Dude. Yeah, go ahead.
Basically, okay. So
I was going to tell you about this story too.
You
I
were?
didn't know if we should say it on the air, but you think it's good enough? If she told you, then I think it's good.
hey, she
Like
knows.
she told Catherine. She didn't tell me
Oh, really?
specifically. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, maybe we don't need to say the price.
No, we got to say the price.
Okay. Emily and Gunner want to get some nice pictures done. Emily follows this girl
Just
on
had a baby.
Instagram. Yeah, they want some like, we just had a baby pictures, I believe is the technical term. Hey guys.
We had a baby. It's a girl.
We had a baby.
Pictures.
It's a Delaney. Yeah, great commercial. And so Emily's got this girl in Kansas City who's a photographer, and her photos do look great. She showed me on Instagram. I'm like, no wonder you wanted to go with her. And so she's talking with the girl. Look, we just want like 5 photos. Like we are not very high maintenance. Like we just want some nice pictures of us and our kid. Girl's like, great, $300. Emily's like, okay, $300 for 5 photos.
Catherine told me the story. She's like, $300 is a great price for like good quality photos. And I was like, really? That's kind of high to me.
I mean,
But
if you're a professional, like
Right.
it's like that's probably
You
not
don't want to
even worth.
disrespect the photographer, but
But at the same time, I see the other side of it. It's like all I want is 5 photos. That cost me $300.
right.
$60
I
bucks a
get a
photo.
DSLR from whatever.
Yeah. And the whole reason Emily even told me the story was because I was kind of sharing about how easy I find photography. They're like, were you nervous to take pictures? And I was just like, nah, you're just snapping. But you can't really
Sure,
screw
sure.
up. I don't know. I was like, I'm sure if you really know what you're doing, but having good gear is half the battle. Anyway. And so Emily's like, speaking of photography. And so she's telling me all this. And she was like, So we get the pictures done, and then she emails me and is like, here are the photos. Let me know which ones you want in accordance with the investment guide. And Emily's like, investment guide? And immediately I stopped. I was like, whoa, not good if they're using the I word. Investments doesn't sound like a one-time purchase. I don't know what. I've never heard of an investment guide. And she's like, we look at this thing, and I mean, just everything is like just more money on top of what we've already spent. And all of them are like almost per photo, there's
Right.
And anyway, what they ended up going with was 10 photos for an additional $900.
And that was the minimum.
That was that was like, this is the cheapest option.
Yeah.
So it's only like 300 more for like all the photos. And Emily's like, so I tried to convince Gunnar, and Gunnar's like, no. Like, we'll get like 100 more photos for just like 300 more bucks. And Gunnar's like, no, we were spending as little money as possible.
Well, did she also tell you, I heard my version of the story, which is not from the duck's mouth, is that Gunnar, which is exactly what I would have done. I would have said, Gunnar said like, okay, we're not ordering these photos then. Because they paid $300, and then he's like, we're not, because it was a minimum $900 extra. And Gunnar's like, no, we're just gonna have to eat that price and whatever. And I said, as Catherine's telling me this, I was like, that's what I would do. And
I would never.
She of course is like, what? And I was like, I would do that, and I would try to find somebody else who knows a little bit about photography and be like, hey, I'll give you $200 to take pictures for an hour with me or whatever, and just send me those. But Catherine's like, I mean, they already got these. It's, whatever. And so that's what Gunnar said. And then Emily, of course, is like, no, I think we should do this.
That's so funny. This is like the fourth time today where I've been the woman in someone else's relationship. We're like, that's what I would have done. And the girl's like, thank you.
You're like, I get it, girl.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, they said there was a pretty heated argument back.
So it
and
ended up
forth.
being like $120 per photo that they spent, which is just, when you put it that way, it's like, geez.
And Gunnar is just fuming about it.
And I told Emily, I was like,
just struggling.
Well, show me the photos. I mean, you spent this much money. You should have came into this party with a PowerPoint prepared.
You need to have a sticker on the side of your car that has one.
Oh yeah, wear a shirt with it on it. 100%. I mean, get your money's worth.
Get it on your phone background.
AirDrop it to me. I'll put it as my phone background.
Let's all do that. Let's get all the ghosties to put Delaney as their picture and just tag them. That'd be so funny. Okay, if they post the pictures to Instagram, because Gunnar listens to this podcast, so he'll know whether or not it's a good idea for him to do it. But if Gunnar posts them to Instagram, we're going to somehow share them to
your story
to the ghosties, and you guys all have to tag them in your story.
Because I know they've been tagged in the photographers' photos, but I don't think Gunnar and Emily have posted it yet. But whenever they post it, we just have everyone just repost it like, love this baby. Great photos. Totally worth it. Help them get their money's worth. To reshare their photos. Honestly, Gunnar and Emily are probably private, so no one could even see the photos, but whatever.
Yeah, then again though, Gunnar loves, DM and Tyreek Hill all the time.
Yeah,
so
maybe he's not private.
who knows?
Either way, so that was my discount Duckworth story. I was like, dude, that sucks. And Emily said they got the email they found out when they were in Easter service. And she's like, the ride back from church, she was like, it was me and Gunnar and my mom. And she's like, it was just not ideal.
Well, that's the thing, is that Gunnar is so chill about almost everything.
Yeah.
Nothing really phases him. Except for finances can really...
Spending too much money.
But then again, I've never really experienced when he spent a lot of money. Usually he just is no. He's very chill about it. He's just no, I'm just not going to do that. Or I'll come, but I'm not going to spend the money.
He never spends the money.
I'll just sit there with you guys. No problem. So anyway, that's funny.
Good times.
I don't know. Yeah. Just talking to Catherine about it, I was like, no, I totally see where Gunner's coming from. I would do the exact same thing. Because I believe from not out of the duck's mouth, but out of Catherine's mouth, Emily signed the agreement beforehand.
She
without
signed
reading
it.
the thing that said $900 extra or whatever. So,
because technically it was in an email, but it was an attachment. It wasn't in the email body. It was, the investment guide was attached, and she never clicked on it. She's like, I mean, we've already paid. What's this investment guide?
It's probably just saying we have to pay for.
Yeah, or no, I already did it.
Okay, so that's the Duckworth. So Harrison.
So yeah, I'll make sure and ask it's okay with Harrison that we share all this, and I'm sure they'll probably post.
40 Good Times podcast, guys. Harrison's podcast. I really enjoyed last week's episode, so check it out.
What'd they talk about?
So it was kind of a great mixture of two different things. So it was so Harrison has this podcast with his friend Matt. But then they had their third friend on who they knew from college, but Harrison knew him from childhood,
cool,
middle school, maybe even elementary.
Oh, was
school.
it who knows Harrison best?
No.
Oh,
No, it wasn't like that. But it was they just kind of reminisce some about their childhood. So it was really fun, like hearing them talk about like playing baseball in the backyard and how like Daniel, I think it was Harrison's friend. You know, they used to have those like tiny little novelty bats. Remember those bats?
yes.
And they were all the rage.
Yeah, I had a Cardinals one.
Yeah, Scott and I would play those all the time.
Yeah.
Daniel and Harrison were one time playing in Harrison's basement and like had one of those bats like make a huge hole in the wall. So they like reminisced about like trying to hide it with some bookcases and stuff and how Harrison's dad got really mad. Anyway, but then Daniel is also a sports chiropractor. And so they talked for like 45 minutes, an hour about all these different things within the chiropractic sports medicine world. And it was very, very interesting.
Cool.
What was the word I was trying to go for instead of interesting?
Intriguing.
It was intriguing. It was very, engaging. I really enjoyed it. So I texted Harrison. I was like, this is your best one yet. So
Really?
far. So,
Cool.
really enjoyed listening to him. I would highly recommend checking it out. But
Cool. So yeah, Harrison proposed this morning. Yesterday, Harrison and I were talking about it and, you know, kind of going over how it's going to be. You know, it's like going to propose outdoors. It's supposed to rain. Doesn't really have a plan B. You know, it's like, whatever, fine. He's
the Notebook was hot.
Oh my gosh. All the
great in the rain.
swans, dude. My goodness.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, another thing I've been thinking about, I was like, I should probably get like a photographer. And I was like, yeah.
Yeah. You got an investment guide for that thing? Or?
And so I was like, dude, I would love to do it. That'd be so fun. Let me do it. And so
was it one of those things where he's like, yeah, I should probably get a photographer?
Do you know anyone with like a Sony A7 III?
So like, I don't know if anybody, like, you don't have anybody.
You probably wouldn't.
That's like available tomorrow. Like whenever I said, like, are you doing anything tomorrow? Like you said nothing. Like, do you know anybody that's available tomorrow? Like, they just like really like,
right? Or am I being crazy?
Like, I should probably get some pictures of this. Do you think? Like,
do you think Abby? You know, you've known Abby for a long time. Do you think she would want high quality pictures?
She's a fan of remembering like things like this, or? I mean, gosh, but who would be available?
I'm trying to think who I know that I could get in touch with in such a short amount of time.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, wait.
I could do it.
Does your video camera thing also just do like still videos, like just like the ones that just don't move?
Stagnant videos. I have stagnant video function.
Stagnant video mode.
I could do it,
dude. But hey, only if you want to, man. Only if you want to.
No, I could do it. You said
probably like $1,000 though, like minimum, right? Like
no,
you wouldn't do it for free.
No, totally. No, I would.
Dude, really?
Yeah.
Well, I would have to pay for film though, right? In the stagnant.
No, it's a digital stagnant video. So.
Oh, a DSV. Okay. DSVR, that's what they call them?
DSVRs, yeah. Or mirrorless, yeah. DSVRs.
Okay, so anyway,
I truly was happy to. I was like, dude, let me do it anyway. That's going to be way more casual. Like if you hire someone, like it's just going to be they're going to make a whole thing out of it. So let me just do it. And so to prepare, and maybe we had that conversation a couple nights ago, I don't know, but to prepare, it was funny because I was like, we had like roommate dinner together Thursday night.
Nice.
Got a whole plate of Mexican food spilled on my lap. That was kind of fun. I've heard of people at Mi Ranchito, they just like spilled and tripped and just like all of Isaac's food was just in my lap. So that was a bummer.
You said that was funny to me.
Mi Ranchito?
Yeah, you really go for the T on there.
Mi Ranchito.
Mi Ranchito. We always say Mi Ranchito.
Mi Ranchito.
Mi Ranchito. At Mi Ranchito.
Mi Ranchito.
Hey, do you mind passing those Cool Ranch Doritos? Anyway, that's too bad.
I remember Megan Pavelka. I don't know if you still listen to the podcast, but she would always give me a hard time because I enunciated too much.
Really? Just in general?
Yeah, but I think especially the end of my words.
Are you an exactly guy?
Exactly?
Yeah.
Well, one thing I noticed is you say photography.
Photography?
Yeah. You said it earlier.
Give me a sentence or I say it. Photography.
Videography is fun, but I've heard photography is even easier.
Oh, I love photography. Really? That's funny. I don't hear myself saying that, but that's what it sounds like, huh?
You're doing better.
Photography. Hey, have you ever gotten into like photography? Is that it?
That's great. I think you're doing fine.
But I didn't say that before. Photography?
Yeah.
Oh, it was because we were talking about your pet business that your photography, right?
If you are
with the minks and the monkfish.
Yeah. Photography.
Yeah. Or the one with Nelly Furtado.
She's great.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, Mi Ranchito. Harrison.
Oh, basically
Location
after
scouted.
Roommate dinner night, then we're like, I need to get ready for Saturday, let's watch American Sniper. Because I need to just different angles.
I thought Harrison was saying this and I was like,
no, I needed to get ready.
Sure.
So I was like, let's put on American Sniper. I go downstairs and Harrison just put on Shooter. So almost,
I've never seen Shooter.
Neither had Isaac or Spencer. It was so fun. Dude, I feel like that movie, every time I go home, it is on TBS or something.
Yeah,
it's always on DirecTV.
It gets good residuals, I think.
It is. I love that movie. And it helped out because Rachel came with me to help shoot Harrison and Abby this morning. And I used tactics from Shooter.
There was a second shooter.
There was a second shooter,
okay.
Yes. Because in the movie, they're like, he's having Nick Memphis go from position A to position B.
Nick Memphis?
That's the character's name.
There's no one with the last name Memphis.
Maybe.
No.
Okay. And so I was like, Rachel, this is position 1. Okay. We're here when they're about a half mile away. When they get close, we need to advance. We need to be in position 2.
Love it.
And then our final position is position 3.
Okay.
Felt like we're in the military. It was so fun. Well, we start to see them come. We've been checking their location all day. And it's like, okay, here it comes. About 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And out of nowhere, a photographer and a couple are coming up exactly where Harris and I have planned where he's going to propose.
That's position 3.
That's Harrison's only position. It's position 3 where I'm going to be shooting.
Right.
And we're just like, oh my gosh. We're looking left, looking right, just going back for, oh my gosh.
Yeah, airstrike.
Yeah, we got to get him out of there.
Yeah.
And so Rachel's like, should I go tell him? I was like, I guess I'll stay here. Would you mind going and asking him? She's like, okay, I'm going to go. She goes to cross the street and not even almost gets hit by a car. I was like, Rachel, still look both ways. We found out Harrison says later he could see it. And we were in the car and Harrison goes, Rachel, I saw you almost get hit by that car. So it's like, dude, thanks for paying attention.
What? And
so Rachel, when she crosses the street, she runs over there. She's like, hey, which Rachel hates doing stuff like this, but she's like, I'm so sorry to bother what looks like such a fun, because they're taking engagement photos. The moment has already happened. They are
they're engaged.
They're engaged.
These are the save the dates.
They are pretending to have the moment that Harris and Abby are about to have right now.
They're going to reenact it?
Or I don't know, just taking photos.
Yeah.
There's we're engaged, we're doing stuff. And so Rachel's like, I'm so sorry, but our friends are coming here to propose right now. There's a photographer over there. Would you mind just it'll take 5 minutes, just shooting somewhere else so you can come back. And I can tell that this conversation is not going well from across the street. I'm like, this body language does not look good.
Yeah.
And Rachel said they just kind of paused it'll be a few minutes. And Rachel's like, okay, well, you see those people right there, they're walking down right now. And it's just a really it's a surprise. And this is the moment we have. And they're like, I mean, can we just take a few more pictures? And Rachel's like, okay, thank you. And she's like, I don't even know why I said thank you. They didn't do anything. And so we were freaking out. We're these people right here, whatever. And eventually they moved away at the last second. Harris and Abby walk up and it was so cool to see such a cool moment. Abby never saw us. Position 3 was clutch.
Let's go.
And and this big cloud came over, so overcast, better for photos.
Right.
It looked phenomenal.
This is the first time you've engagement photoed? I've
engagement photoed one other time, and I've engagement videoed one other time, I think. But
okay.
Yeah, this is really fun. And yeah, it was Abby's so expressive that it made it extra fun too. Afterwards, she's just freaking out. And I've only ever seen people text the word eek. Abby was saying eek out loud. She would look at her hand, she'd go, eek. It's that's just, it was so cute and hilarious.
That's great.
The first thing she said, so they're across this body of water. So we meet up with them after the moment. We're congratulations, you guys. Abby says to us, do you think Sophie's mad I'm not at her shower? Because that was planned this morning. You said, Catherine was supposed to be going to that. So it was so funny that she's still mindful of well, I mean, I told Sophie I was going to be there. I'm not there.
That's great.
Yeah, Sophie knows. It's okay. I include Sophie
Everyone knows. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was so funny also, which I don't know if I'm telling Harrison's story for him. I think he wouldn't mind people here, but he was saying Abby was so funny. Now he's taking her to the engagement party. Mm-hmm. And Abby, but he's having to lie to her still. Yeah, we're going to Boulevard Brewery. And Abby, the whole time, she's like, this is not the way to Boulevard. What are you doing? And Harrison just has to keep his mouth shut. And he just wanted to be Abby, based on what today has been, don't you think something might be up?
Did he say that?
I don't know if he said it, but that's how he shared it to me. He was don't you just think just as,
oh, that's funny.
I got this, you know?
Yeah.
And Abby's just this is not the exit. What are you doing?
Oh,
and this engagement party with her whole family and everything. So, yeah, it was fun.
Two things. One, did Abby tell Harrison that she would at least pay for some of the wedding, or did he kind of she told you about Harrison's birthday party?
I mean, you shouldn't have to pay for everything.
What's the guy's name? your roommate?
Oh, Lewis Davis.
Hey, Lewis Davis. There's a story that Jake told about Abby and Jake doing a party for Harrison. And Abby's like, well, I figured, Jake, you wouldn't have to pay for the whole thing. So that's what I was referencing right there. Cool.
Cool.
That was number one. Number two is whenever we went and played basketball for Gunner's birthday. Lewis, we played basketball for our friend Gunner's birthday. And we had popsicles at the end. It was awesome.
Jake loved
And
it.
Abby was there along with Harrison. As we were leaving, I say this to everybody. I say this to you.
You
and
were so...
dude, I know. It was in my head, dude. I go, all right, bye, Abby. See you soon. And she kind of looked at me like, okay, see you, Brad. And I even said it to you. I was like, see you soon, Jake. Like, and you like being the friend and the person that you are, and the fact that we do see each other all the time. You're like, wait, are we doing something tonight or something? Like, why'd you say see you soon?
What are you talking about, you weirdo?
And I was like, I don't know. I just like saying that. Like whenever we were really into pickleball, I think I would literally say, I see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Like
dude.
just hopeful thing, like wishful thinking of like, hey, I hope I see you tomorrow.
Those are the days.
Yeah. And so you kind of called me out on it. Abby didn't, but Abby's kind of a like awkward, goofy person sometimes anyway. And so the way she kind of like, okay, see ya, and everything, I was like, oh my gosh, she knows.
I ruined it.
She knows she's about to get engaged, and I'm going to this engagement party for her, and she's read the whole thing. And
I was just like, dude, you saying see you soon did not tell her any of those things.
Like
She has no idea.
2 days later, I was like, Harrison, did you notice how I said see you soon to her?
I biffed it.
Like, dude, I biffed and beefed so hard, man. Like, I'm so sorry. I ruined it all for you, didn't I? Like, did she talk to you about it already? Did you guys already get engaged like, secretly? Harrison's like, no. Like,
see you soon did not.
But the way she reacted to see you soon, just it messed with me, man.
I was giving Brad a hard time. Like, he's so nervous. He's like, I just said see you soon. But if we were like somehow able to go back in time and see what he said,
See the transcript.
Brad actually said like, all right, Abby, have fun getting engaged next Saturday. And she gave me this weird look. It's like,
And
yeah,
she's like, yeah, okay, Brad.
it's like, yeah, you didn't say see you soon. No wonder you feel so nervous. You
Position 3 is
literally-
really going to be good for you.
You spilled the beans, dude. You spilled the biffs.
Anyway.
I
so that's
forgot that
great.
you were so nervous about that. I said
Yes,
see you
dude.
soon.
I was like, I had thought about it multiple days after. I was like, I almost texted Harrison. I was like, dude, if Abby asks anything, the words I used were see you soon. I'm really sorry about it. Hopefully I didn't give it away because I don't see Abby very often. And so maybe it's just one of those things. It's like Texans or Southern people say, drive safe. All right, be safe. Drive safe. Get home safe. I'm like, okay, I was planning on it, but
Well, luckily it was good.
Went out without
The
a hitch.
secret lies with Charlotte,
that's right.
as they always say.
Um,
Last little story.
yeah,
Isaac. So one, just love the time management skills, and I don't blame him. I'm right there with him, but just procrastinator to the max. He's got to make 2 kennels in one night. He's like, all right, it's an all-nighter. So he's just working all night. At about 5 a.m., he blows a fuse. So he's got to go down to the breaker box.
Mm.
The breaker box is in new roommate Spencer's room. So he's like, okay, I'll go downstairs. Like, I think I can do this without waking him up. But like, Isaac's like me. Like, worst thing you could do to a human would be wake them up when they're sleeping.
and
You know, I just
breakers,
hate it.
breakers are loud.
They
Like
can be loud.
there's no like with a light switch, you can kind of like
You can ease it
Mhm.
up. Breaker's like
when the
boom.
breaker switches, it makes a noise. Yeah.
But he's like, all right, I think I can do it. So he goes to open the door, and Spencer's door is locked, his bedroom door. And so Isaac's just like, dude, why are you locking your basement bedroom door? You know, like, why?
Sure.
And so he's so frustrated. So he starts having to like pick the lock. So he's like, it's 5 a.m. He's trying to pick the lock. He can't get it. He's like making all this noise. I guess it wakes Spencer up. So Spencer opens the door to see Isaac on his knees, just looking up at him. And he's like, dude, I'm so sorry. So Isaac was on his knees at 5 a.m. Once Isaac told me he was on his knees, I was like, that's hilarious. He was getting eye level with the door, just trying to like be so quiet and pick his lock. So he gets back to work. And yeah, I didn't see him. I got home at like probably 11 a.m. from something. And I had just pulled up. I'd been sitting in my car about 30 seconds when Isaac gets there. And I was like, oh, dude, you're still here. So he was supposed to leave for Fort Worth like 9 a.m. I was like, what are you doing? He's like, well, I went to drop off the first kennel and the dog was too big. I was like, dude, what? He's like, they just told me the wrong dimensions they just thought their dog was smaller than it was. I was like, dude, I'm so sorry. That's brutal. And then I was like, hey, got you something now. Earlier that morning, I went to go get donuts. Donuts sounded good. I was like, you know what? Why not get a dozen?
Uh-huh.
And so I had about 9 donuts left over, and I gave them to Isaac. Second time he's been on his knees that day. I don't know what kind of night he'd had. I've never seen him more thankful in my life. It was like how you read in the Bible, like what people
Yeah.
how they reacted when they saw Jesus. Dude, he falls to his knees in the garage and starts like kissing the box. I was like, dude, easy. You're making this an idol. Oh, he slammed the donuts.
Do you think he had slept at all?
No, he definitely didn't.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, he still isn't done with the second kennel. So he's like, I was like, dude, so what are you gonna do about this? He's like, well, I'm gonna do something I've never done before. I was like, uh-oh. He's like, we're gonna load up the truck and I'm gonna bring all the materials I need to make a kennel. I thought he was gonna say he was gonna make it in the bed of the truck. Luckily, that wasn't his exact plan. I thought he was gonna get some battery powered tools and make it in the truck.
Sure.
But he's like, when we get to Fort Worth, I'm gonna make it in Jack Reeves' driveway and just drop it off the next day. I was like, dude, there is no way you make it down there without like forgetting at least one tool or one item or one thing of paint. I was like, you're going to laugh about this one day when you're like really established in doing this.
No, I don't know if he's ever going to be established because he's going to have this kind of time management. Do you know that one was for me? Like that sale was like on Ellis Custom Creations.
Oh, maybe I shouldn't have spilled the beans then.
No, it's fine. He would have told me. It's just, yeah, it just kills me when he's like, just make it a day earlier. Like just have it's one of those things where it's like, just have it a little bit earlier.
Dude, I can't say anything though. Like I'm such a procrastinator and I haven't grown out of it yet. So
Really?
it's like I get it. Until he gets like a coworker and has some like built-in accountability. I don't blame him. I think it's so hard.
Well, I'm kind of that. I guess I should get him because every once in a while, like I will get sales basically for him, and then I take like a finder's fee basically for it. And so that was what this was. And he's like, "Yeah, that's perfect. I'll coordinate it whenever I'm like going down there to visit my friend, whatever." And I get a message from the client last night, like an email that was like, FYI, Isaac said he was running late tonight, driving down to Fort Worth, so they're going to deliver it tomorrow. Little did they know.
He's running late.
Golly.
He's running late.
What a goob.
I loved it.
What a goob. I can appreciate like the hustle and everything. He works really, really hard. Because obviously, no matter what time he started, he worked 12 plus hours probably in a row.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, maybe more. Yeah, he did put in the hours.
Right.
But just like, man, if you space this out, your life would be so much easier.
Yeah, that's
but
funny.
I do the same thing with
we've
videos.
all done it. And I still find myself doing it sometimes. And I'm like, how did this happen? Because even when you're trying not to do it, it happens. So it's like, you can't blame anybody for that happening sometimes, especially when you're an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
But it's awesome because it's work that you actually enjoy doing. So it's like, yeah, this is not the most, I would rather be sleeping right now, but if I had to do anything, I'd rather work twice as long doing these kind of stuff, these kind of things.
Yeah.
Than, a corporate job where I'm not enjoying myself at all.
And the freedom to truly do it when you want.
True. He's playing a lot of golf. Like that's the thing is I don't have sympathy for him because I know he's playing plenty of golf. He's, doing other things in life. I think he's sleeping in a decent amount.
I will say he said no to golf a ton this week. He like barely played because he's like
this week
he said no a ton because he had a lot to do.
I've said no to golf as a lifestyle pretty much. But if he says it no once, for 1 week,
like, whoa,
good for him.
He must be busy. He must be swamped.
Yeah.
So anyway, that is that. Anything else, Brad? Or should we get to the tail end of this sucker?
I do have one email that I think is kind of funny.
That's funny.
We got an email from Caitlin Atnip.
Okay.
People obviously would have to call her Catnip, right?
Yeah, that happens.
This is Caitlin with the C. She said, "Howdy from the Lone Star State. I wanted to call myself a longtime listener." You're funny, Caitlin. I'm just gonna keep going. But my husband and I closed on a house today. Sorry for the flex, she says. And as soon as we walked into the title company office, we were greeted by a very tiny, shaggy dog wearing a bow on her head. Kind of weird to see a dog in an office, but she was cute. We didn't think much of it until we left, and my husband said, "Guess who's listed as a staff member on this paper?" It was the dog, listed as number 2, right after the head honcho boss lady, and therefore before all the human staff, was Shatsy, the chief marketing officer. I don't know whether to laugh or groan, but I bet you two could delight in it or roast this with great aplomb. I'm attaching photo proof. And so, yeah, literally like it's Kathy Miller and then there's Shatsy.
Shatsy's an awful name for a dog.
It's a nasty looking dog, honestly. I don't know what kind of dog that is.
Shatsy? Like the Shasta?
Yeah, you see that?
Oh, yeah, it looks like a dog that would be like in like those shows, like Best in Show. Like this is a dog that doesn't do much other than it gets its fur shampooed and that's it.
Do you think that's like the kind of dog in Legally Blonde, maybe? Have you seen that? That kind of looks like that dog to me.
I'm not sure if I'm familiar with that movie. I know it's Reese.
It's Reese.
Reese Spoon.
But it is a good point like that she makes, like how demoralizing would it be to have like your picture after Shatsy?
Yeah, especially when like Shatsy didn't start there. And so it's like you have to talk to the graphic design person who's in the photo.
Right.
You're like, hey, we are going to be switching some things on our letterhead and of course our website. You know, my dog Shatsy, obviously. Is there any way you could kind of put her right after me,
Right,
and just
like-
kind of move you down?
Like this woman, third in line, Kim Hill. She's the escrow officer. That's a pretty like that. That's something like hey, what do you do for a living? I'm an escrow officer
Okay,
for
Kim.
the national title Kathy Miller team. Like, oh wow, good for you. Yeah, thanks. I've been working there quite a bit. You come in there like, hey, do you mind giving a flyer? You know, whatever. Sure, here you go. But Kim, you got Shatsy in front of you.
All things run through Shatsy. You got to get. Yeah,
Feels like I got Shatsy on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shatsy sent out the investment guides. You got to sign off on them.
So anyway, I just thought that is funny, Caitlin. So thank you for sending us that email.
Thanks, Catnip.
Send us some funny things. We should start having a segment every week where it is called things that at least 20 people have sent us on Instagram.
That's a good one.
Because it happens every once in a while. And it's not even like a annoyed thing. It's like, because it's fun that you guys think of us and send us this, but every once in a while it's like one thing gets
Something goes
sent
viral.
a bunch to us.
Yeah.
And the newest one is this worship leader who like, have you seen this? The one that's like, he's like singing, like kind of improvising in between songs. He's like, you know, whatever. God, we thank you for this. I don't remember exactly how it goes because I've only watched it once, but I've seen so many people send to us. But eventually it gets more and more ridiculous as far as like admitting this sin, like, God,
Oh yeah.
admit this tax fraud or something like that.
It's like, like slow instrumental music. And it's like, God, we just, we want to lift you up in our times of weakness, our times of trouble.
Right.
When we cut someone off on the freeway, when
Sure.
we lie about being late, when we commit embezzlement,
Right.
and it's like, what's up?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like when
It's
we,
funny, yeah.
it just like slowly gets worse. Yeah. I think I replied to Joel. I was like, this is a great premise.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Joel sent it to us. Yeah.
yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. I was like, this is a great premise. Good video.
Yeah.
And fun segment idea. Stuff you've all sent.
Yeah, that's fun because I truly do enjoy getting your messages and everything. So anyway, but yeah.
Anyway, plenty of stuff happened to us, so we're gonna skip voice memos. This podcast is already running long, so let's get right into our reviews of the week. Which I know which one mine is. Shout out Kristen94. This is what she said to me and to us.
No, to you.
I've been a big fan of the talk show for a few years now. Saw Jake on tour earlier this year and ventured to KC a few months ago for F12. Despite my love for Jake and Brad, my husband never really listened to the pod unless it was at my request. But, all caps, last time we went to see John Mulaney live, and at the end of the show, the first thing my husband said was, honestly, I think Jake Triplett is more funny than this guy. All caps, that's what's up.
That's what's up.
Thank you both for being consistently funny and continuing to get better with every episode. Each week, I assume you've reached peak funny, yet I'm always pleasantly surprised to find out I'm wrong again. Keep doing what you guys are doing. Y'all are the cheese. Lewis. That's the cheese.
Well, that's what's up first.
Oh, that's what's up comes from Emily Limke, a friend of mine, went on an actual date with a guy, and the guy, no matter what she said, kept saying, that's what's up.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up.
And then that's the cheese.
I don't even remember what that's the cheese.
I mean,
is
you've
from.
been to Wisconsin.
It's just a phrase that we said like to mean like really cool. That's a really cool thing.
Yeah,
I really don't even.
I don't know where it comes
origin of that
from.
one.
Yeah,
Somebody
Hey,
comment below.
Get out the glossary.
Yeah, that's right. My review of the week is a 5-star review from BPW 1518, which of course BPW stands for
Blowing, pushing, wheeling.
mm-hmm.
They do lawn
a
care.
bunch of verbs. Hey guys, it's called Happy Birth. Hey guys, been a fan of both of you for only a short time now.
Oh,
On episode 30 of starting from the beginning, but also making sure I keep up with the current episodes. I wanted to say I'm a few short months away from becoming a midwife, and Brad and Catherine's birth story was one of the best stories I've ever heard. It sure hit the soft spot in my heart.
wait,
Midwives should know that. I don't think that's like a specific spot.
that's not where it is.
It's called the aorta.
Well, and I thought it was the back of the head.
That's all for babies. Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, well, the heart in babies is in the head.
It starts off up top. And,
You've heard of the phrase the head and the heart?
uh-huh.
With babies, it's just one thing.
And that's why they have to tell you don't shake your baby because you want to shake the heart down. It's like, no, the heart
Right.
will move on its own. The heart will make its
yeah.
way down.
Yeah, when it's ready. Soft spot in my heart. Hearing Brad while beaming ear to ear, explaining how he delivered Miss Rose. I cried like a little baby when reflecting on my own life.
Oh,
Being in a birth is the most capital letters.
Yeah.
Amazing and rewarding experience, and I truly appreciated his excitement. I look forward to many more births I'm part of, and of course, listening to many more episodes from both of you. Much love, Shannon.
hey, what up, Shandog?
Thank you, Shannon.
Thank you, Shannon.
Thanks,
Shannon.
Shannon. Lewis. What's that from? Is it the Justin Bieber video?
That was Cian. Her name was Sierra.
Lewis, before we ever did the podcast, we did a Justin Bieber interview video on YouTube. Check it out on Triple Jake's YouTube account. And there was some girl that her name was Sierra, I guess. And I was like, Cian, and I just purposely botched it to like be
What's
awkward.
your name? Sierra?
CNN.
Got it.
Anyway. All right. That's it.
That's it.
That's what's it.
That's it. Brad, would you like to end this episode with a jingle that you've already done before?
Emily Sturzma. This is a new, same music, new words, which is what we do pretty much every week. Anyway, right?
It's the same idea.
But she also wrote one to the theme of Stacy's mom, but it's called Hattie's Dad. So thank you in advance.
I already like it. That's fun. You ready?
Yep. Wait.
Pausing.
You didn't write the intro music words, Emily, but I'm just gonna do it.
Got it.
Yeah. What?
That was awesome. High energy.
Thanks, man.
Dude, it reminded me, there was a jingle, I mean, probably almost 200 episodes ago, 2 years ago, probably, that I remember it was so funny because of how good you were doing it. I know that doesn't quite make sense, but it reminded me of that just now. So someone in the glossary, maybe that's written down. I should check it out. I just remember you were doing.
They do have a jingle glossary.
You were doing a jingle so high energy and screaming it so loud, but it still sounded good, but it was so loud that it was hilarious to me. I need to go find that. A lot of good memories with the jingles.
The jingles are fun. They're fun, especially when they're fun music. So thank you for the fun music.
Hattie's dad. Hey, Emily. M-Dog.
M-Dog.
No.
All right. Did we do it?
We did it. That was so fun. What?
Scott. So Scott just texted me. Scott doesn't have any social media. He uses YouTube. That's it.
Dude, it's so funny. He just texted me something that
the
happened.
GoldenEye thing?
No, not GoldenEye, but he texted me something that happened a while ago that he just found out about.
So anytime anything with like the Chiefs happens, like we'll text out in our group me and Scott will be like, "Wait, what? Are you serious?" Because the only information he gets is from his Bleacher Report app. But he also has YouTube and he's into YouTube and he watches lots of YouTube stuff. He sent me that video that I think has been out there for a really long time on TikTok of the guy that's like, "Hey, we don't need anything too good for this GoldenEye soundtrack. It's just a pause music."
Yeah.
And I guarantee you Scott saw it for the first time and it just like blew his mind.
He's like, yeah, the video's like, you didn't have to go this hard on this or whatever.
I'm just going to put back in all caps, dude, and see what he says back.
It's so funny at the same time he texts us things that are both just old. He found out two different things at once because he texted me about this like golf YouTube thing, like, which granted, well, whatever. Yeah. He's just a little late.
Everyone needs a Scott Sell in their lives, though. Honestly, like he is the most encouraging out of all of our friends. Like our friends are all very encouraging, but he is the most like words of affirmation. Like, dude, this video was hilarious. He like sent us specific ideas or like things from the video that he thinks is so funny. Like, this might be your best one yet. Really enjoyed this one, guys. You know, like just so much. He's like just astounded by the Ghostrunners community. Like thinks it's so cool, the community that we've built.
Yeah. He came to F12 and was ready to start his own YouTube channel.
Dude,
he's like, how can I do this?
Yeah. He's so fun. And so he just loves life. So
that reminds me, Scott sent me a voice memo last night. He's like, "Hey, Sam and I got a sitter. We're trying to do something. Give me a date idea." So fun. I sent him like a probably 2 or 3 minute voice memo back of just like different dates he could do it. And he sends a text back and the word love is in it 3 times. The word hoot is in it. You know, it is a very just like, dude, I love this idea. That would be, I would say, would love doing that. We got to do this. What a hoot. You know, whatever.
What a hoot.
What a hoot.
Fun fact about Scott before we wrap this thing up. His cousin sang the audio for Never Enough in The Greatest Showman. But the actress, like in the actual movie, just lip sync it. Lip sung? Lip sank? Lip sung. So the cousin is not the actress, but she is the person who's like on the audio recording of the song, which I think is kind of crazy. Didn't know that was a thing.
I remember finding that out in Frozen too, because I thought Elsa was the one singing like the animated character. It turns out that's truly just animated. That's not even a real person. It was it was Idina Menzel.
Well, I don't want to like get too far in like technicalities, but that's how every single cartoon is.
All the animated ones?
All
That's
the
not even
animated
them?
ones. Yeah.
So Woody, who's Woody's voice?
Dude, I know you're going to think this is crazy, but the guy from Castaway.
Thomas Hanks?
No, what's his name? Wilson. No, he's Tom Hanks. No, Tom Hanks. Yeah. Sorry, I got it confused. I got it messed up. Yes, Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks, the same guy as like Forrest Gump and Saving Private Ryan.
Yes.
And Road to Perdition, of course. His most famous one.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, it's that same guy.
That is Woody.
That's Woody. Right?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure.
I could see it being.
I mean, the CDC doesn't like confirm, but I'm pretty sure.
That is pretty cool.
Pretty cool. All right.
That's been an episode of our podcast.
Say something funny to end it.
Hey. It's hard to believe I'm a stand-up comedian. We do all this.
Sitting down. Oh, sorry.
That was my joke.
Lewis. Love you guys.
See ya.
Ghostrunners podcast. Everybody